welcome to the dark forest of ruin.
AKA Josh's mantle.
Ladies and gentlemen, you so want to be in Skype. You so want to be in Skype for these things. And all you have to do is join Patreon. You too could be present for the Dark Lord of Ruin in his magical fur kingdom.
His forbidden forest.
Forbidden forest. Dun, dun, dun. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dinner and a Game. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Tonight is Friday, and Friday means Firefly. The sky is free. So, we are going to be getting to the nitty and gritty of the Firefly campaign once again. But before we do that, we have some quick announcements to get through. The first announcement is one that we've been doing all this week because we have we're trying to get through a lot, and we're trying to get to 10,000 followers on the Facebooks. And we have gotten so amazingly close, ladies and gentlemen. It is almost breathtaking. We are at, what are we at, baby? We're 9,899?
98.99.
That's crazy.
So
Yep.
And he threatened to fire me.
Because she won't take days off, but that's not the point. But yes, so we are getting so close to the end goal of getting to 10,000 followers. And remember, when we get to 10,000 followers, we have an extra special prize package that will be given away to one lucky person. Now that prize package is every single Dungeons & Dragons 5e core rule book. That means a player's guide, a DMG, the Monstrous Manual. We're also going to give you a copy of Mordecai's Tomb of Foes, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, Volo's Guide to Monsters, and the newest book, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Now,
it's amazing.
It's a great prize, and basically, if you wanted to ever know anything about any currently published and approved rule, it's in this prize package. So, what we're going to be doing to give that away is you have to go to our Facebook page, Dinner and a Game. You have to like and follow the page. Then you have to go to the pinned post on that page, which starts with the words, "Attention Daggers, 9,000 follows on Facebook." That is the post for the contest. Comment on the contest and share the post. You do those 4 steps, you'll be entered in the contest automatically. As of right now, we only have 87 entries, ladies and gentlemen. 87 entries to receive the entire D&D 5e library. So number 1, share this contest out so more people can know about it and actually tell people about it. Because that way we can get more people involved, more people entered, more people that'll see our show, and more people that'll be able to get engaged for these contests, and we'll hit that 10K sooner. When we hit 10K, on the show directly after that, we're going to do a live drawing for the winner of this contest. So, when we hit 10K, we will be doing a live drawing, one winner. If all you do is got to follow those steps, go to Dinner and a Game on Facebook, like and follow, comment on the pin post, share the pin post, you'll be entered to win. Good luck to you all, and may the odds ever be in your favor. So, we also have another contest going on, which is related to our Twitch channel, and that is our Dinner and a Game Twitch mini giveaway contest. Kessie, would you care to tell us a little bit about that?
Let me see if people can hear me first, because I'm not doing this for a 4th time.
I checked this time!
Everybody just say yes, even if you can't hear her.
But they wouldn't be able to hear you either.
Thanks a lot. What, you just want to hear me talk again and again and again?
Always.
We like you talking.
We love
Good.
you.
You're good on stream.
Okay. So the Twitch contest is to get to 300 followers on Twitch. Once we hit 300, we'll be drawing a name from our followers list, and that person will win the set of minis that's scrolling through the middle of the screen. They will be 3D printed by Ray and ready to use as soon as they come to you. And it's a great set. So, share the stream with your friends. Follow us if you don't already. Follows are completely free.
Da, 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 da. Yes, and
we're at 250 also. I don't think I said that.
We're at 250 right Yay, now. More people. So we are halfway there.
We're halfway to 300.
Yes. So as soon as we get to 300, we will be giving away those minis. I have started printing them out, and so they're going to be all complete and ready to go. The previous winner actually finally did contact me back after almost like a month, so I'm getting him sent out those minis too. So, but this mini set is even bigger than the first one. There's 30 minis involved, and this is around a vampire lord and his minions versus a group of 3 heroes. So it's even a themed set with themed terrain pieces in it. So this is a really big set, really great, and it's HD quality prints, man. They're amazing. So please, if you can, share out the Twitch feed and make sure that people know about this and just know about us. So because if we get to share this out to more people, then we get to do bigger contests. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Kessie, for going over the Twitch contest with us, and thank you so much to everyone else for sharing. For those who already followed, good luck to you as well. We also are participating in another very, very important campaign, and that is our Extra Life campaign. Now, Extra Life is an amazing charity that does amazing work helping kids across the country, and Dr. Josh Runyon will be able to tell us all about Extra Life.
Yes, your friendly neighborhood resident, MD, PhD, PCP doctor here to tell you all about Extra Life. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Extra Life is a charity that has been around since 2008, and since its inception, it has raised over $70 million for these kids for charity. That's fantastic, and it is an honor to be a part of it this year. We had set a goal for $2,000. We have met that goal since then, and did so before our target date of November 7th. So thank you very much to everyone who had donated. As of right now, we are currently sitting at 2,445, but the drive is continuing until January 14th. So there's still plenty of time if you are feeling generous to donate and help out, maybe a little something for the holidays for these kids. Helping them is going to be the best gift that you could give anyone this season. 2020 has been an absolute nightmare for everyone. So we understand if you aren't able to give, but if you can, anything and everything helps. All of the money goes directly to them. We do not keep a penny of it. It is all going straight to this charity, all going straight to a good cause, and everything you give helps. $5, $10, it may not feel like a lot if it's something smaller, but it really does help. I promise you. If you can't give, we completely understand. But please consider sharing the link. We have that available in the Twitch chat. We also have it available on our Facebook page, on our Twitter. Share that link out on your social media, retweet it, whatever you want to do, whatever you can do, send it to somebody. Take a QR scanner and that'll lead to the actual link, and slap it around in places. On a sticker that is easily removed and not graffiti, because I do not condone or endorse graffiti, of course not. Why would I? But as always, save a hero, save a kid, be a hero.
Save a hero, be a kid.
Save a hero,
be a kid.
And also, and stuff. All right.
Ta-da! He's done, ladies and gentlemen. We'll make it through this. We promise. We're professionals. We know how. So we also have another thing we like to do, and that is basically trying to. We try to help out the local gaming community, and we do that by trying to go over every single week and bring in a new store that is doing the right thing to make sure they're both servicing the community and getting the community the products they need and keeping the community safe. We do this because we all know what COVID is. We all know what it's doing to the small businessman, and we know how bad it hurts. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that we can soften that blow, help them fight through the COVID situation, and help them survive this, so they will be there to continue to be the backbone of the gaming community in the future. In order to do this, we need to shop from our local gaming communities every chance we get. We know it's cheaper to order from Amazon, But in the end, we're only killing ourselves with this because we are basically cutting the throat of the people who do everything in their power and have made it their lives work to support us. Bezos has enough money. He doesn't need gamers' money, folks. So please give it to local stores where it'll help the most. This week's store is the American Heroes and Comics in Killeen, Texas. They're doing the right thing. They're doing social distancing in the store. They're requiring masks for visits. And if you go to their website, they actually have mail order available. The American Heroes and Comics is actually doing mail order for those of you people who don't want to come into the store. But they also have curbside pickup. And they're, like I said, requiring masks for people coming into the store. So they're doing all the right things. We want to throw them our love and support. So if you're in the Killeen, Texas area, if you're on the base or anything like that, or living nearby, go and give them a shout out. Tell them we sent you. Dinner and a Game sent you. If you're not, go to their Facebook page and just leave a comment, something nice. Tell them that you're thankful for them doing the right thing and helping protect the community, and tell them the Dinner and a Game sent you. If you do any of those things, we love you for it. But just no matter what, try and shop from a local store. Call ahead first. Make sure they're doing the right things, and they're going to try and keep you safe. As long as they're doing that, shop from the local stores, and let's give Amazon workers a break and not force them to have to work for subpar wages to get us crap. So, other than that, we also have the lovely Lauren is with us this evening, also known as Jude, the most amazing pilot to ever fly a ship in the verse. And she
Best dice rolls in the West.
Best dice rolls in the West. Yeah, everyone wants to bring Lauren onto every single show and have her only roll the dice for everybody. But Lauren also has her own show that she runs, which she's going to tell us about now. Or would you please, Miss Lauren? Oh, you're muted. Nope, still can't hear you. We heard you earlier. Checking. Nope. Time to check.
I could be wrong, but I think she just said shit.
Probably. And I'm sure it was adorable too. Well, while Lauren is trying to fix her mic, I'm gonna give her a couple seconds. We also are doing our best to support gaming companies that do the right thing, and one of those gaming companies just happens to be Die Hard Dice. Now, Die Hard Dice is a manufacturer of dice and other gaming supplements, and they help out the community in ways you guys can't even understand. They have been so generous to us as a new gaming stream, and they have helped out some of our individual members in the game store when their lives were thrown into turmoil. So basically, they are an amazing company doing everything they can to help support the community, and they deserve our love and support. Not only that, but they have some stunning product. These guys put out some really great dice sets. You guys need to go check them out. Give them some love and give us a shout out if you order from them. Let them know that we sent you, because we don't get anything from it, and they may give you a discount, they may not. We have no control over that, but they are an incredible company, and they do deserve your love and respect because they are doing the right thing. You still broken, Lauren? Okay, Lauren's trying to fix her headset.
That's a trick question.
Wait.
I think we're all a little broken here.
Can't hear you. Lauren's going to throw her computer across the room. It's going to be great. We're actually going to see Lauren get mad.
What?
No.
What happened?
Lauren's headset stopped working.
Try this testing your Skype settings. See what mic is connecting.
I don't know if she can even hear us. I think she can.
I think she can hear us.
Yeah. I heard something banging. Say something, Lauren. I don't think she can hear us anymore. Things have gone crazy, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, I would really enjoy watching her Office Space the computer, but then she's not going to be able to play.
I know. I don't want
I
that.
would be really bummed.
I know. All right. Well, we'll give her a few minutes to get her stuff in order.
All right.
Oh my goodness! There she is.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I had to switch back over
Yay.
to the headphones. I am so sorry, guys.
That's okay. We were
gonna
wondering
make
if
you
you were going to
pantomime.
yeet the computer.
Close call. Very close call. So yes, when technology works out, I do DM for The Keep over at The Keep RPG. We are working our way through a homebrew 5e campaign and having a blast doing it. So if y'all want to catch our stream, we stream on Wednesdays at twitch.tv/thekeeprpg, and then we release those on Fridays on our YouTube.
Dun dun dun. So Lauren is an excellent GM, and their campaign has gone from lighthearted and kind of funny from the beginning, and now they are in the end game. And watching those boys having gone from kind of knocking off every episode to suddenly going oh shit, oh shit, oh shit has been really freaking hilarious.
Delightful.
You guys did a one-off last week, right?
We did, yes.
I didn't get a chance to watch it because unfortunately I got slammed with other stuff, but I'm gonna go back and watch it on the VOD. So they did a one-off last week, and do you still have your contest going?
Y'all get a little bit of a preview of our announcement, but as of last night, we have hit our 50 followers, and
yes.
we will be drawing names tomorrow, so that on our next stream we'll be able to announce our winner, which is very exciting.
Excellent, congratulations! So happy for you guys. All right, excellent. So good news all around, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. That's all the announcements for the evening. A little bit longer than normal, but we had the usual dinner and a game technical difficulties. We need to trademark that shit.
Trademark.
So in the meantime,
Copyright,
let's
LLC.
go technicaldifficultiesllc.com. We are facing a situation where our incredible and intrepid crew has, through no fault of their own, had an incredible stroke of bad luck. They were doing a bank job for an associate of Kelly's who was in prison with her. She told Kelly the entire time she was in prison that she was innocent and that she had been framed. And she made arrangements. Well, she contacted Kelly after she got out of prison to let her know that she was making arrangements to get her company back. She had set up a long scenario where she was actually going to be robbing the local bank to steal the revenue from the sales of their last shipment, which would force the folks involved with that to default on all their debt that they owed, and force the gentleman who had stolen the company from her to sell at a discount price, at which time she had formed a consortium of the miners who were going to buy the mine and make it a company-owned business. She had done all this and made all these plans, and all that had to be done is the first shipment from the new rich vein of ore that was struck, that was sold, had to be stopped in some way, shape, or form. So, what she did was she made arrangements with Kelly. They talked about different ways they could do it, and the two options that were most readily available were: one, hijack the shipment of ore as it was being taken up into orbit, and to meet with the folks who were buying it, and then hijack that shipment before it got there, which would stop them from getting payment. Or the other option was, since the payment was being done in credits, because in physical credits, not in digital fund transfers, because this was Duboujak, who is the gentleman who currently owns the mine, was into his eyeballs in debt with folks who like to put people into their eyeballs in debt. So Duboujak had gone into debt with the mob, and they were going to be using this first buyout to launder money. So the money that they're being given hard credits, which are going to be transferred into the process of the purchase of the ore, and then being channeled through and laundered through the bank, and then put into digital deposit in Duboujak's account so he could pay out his bills. In order for all this to happen, the credits had to be validated as not being stolen, which of course, since they technically are stolen, is going to take a little bit longer than normal. But in the end, after 24 hours, the money would be in Duboujak's account. So from the time that the credits hit the bank to the time that they had to be pulled out, physically stolen from the bank so they cannot be registered to Duboujak's account, it would have to be done within 24 hours. So the crew landed on the planet, set up everything. Jude, Captain, and Kelly were going down to the planet Jude was going to be flying the shuttle and working as a lookout. Kelly and the captain were going to be strong-arming the bank robbery, cutting through the vault, getting through security, and getting the items and getting out of the bank. And they were going to be flying the shuttle down, landing it a couple of miles away from town, and riding into town on ATVs, and then, you know, cruising, sneaking into town, and then getting into the bank and getting the stuff and getting out. Somehow, no one even knows how yet, somehow word got out that they were breaking the bank, because everything up until that point went flawlessly. They got into the bank, there was no noise, they didn't think they woke anyone up sneaking into town, they got into the bank, they cut through all the security, they cut through all the vault doors and everything like that. The security was disabled just like it was promised it would be disabled, but somehow Dubajac's men got word of it. The sheriff came walking up the street, and he was actually, they thought he was coming to arrest them. He was actually coming out to help them buy time, because he apparently got wind of the fact that they were outed too. So he came in, and he didn't even give them any heads up other than to say, you know, they needed to get the hell out of there. And he and Kelly went up on the roof to start trying to slow down the mob that was coming down from the big house up on the side of the mountain which is Dubajac's palace. And there were a big herd of guys was coming down the mountain. So as they did their best to slow them down, once they got them slowed down, and Jude and the captain had gotten the rest of the gear loaded up into the back of the ATV with all the money, because it was actually more credits than they were originally told. They were told it was going to be something like 3.5 million credits or something like that, and they were going to get a big fat percentage of that. Well, this actually was closer to around, 30 million credits, I think is what I said. So this is more money than they had originally been planned for, and this was substantially heavier than they originally planned for. And so now they're running out of town with giant duffel bags full of cash strapped to their backs of their ATVs, and they're trying to outrun a mob of crazed gunmen who are basically doing anything in their power to stop them. So, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get back into Firefly. The sky is free. So, you guys were on the backs of the ATVs. You're actually headed out of town. The sheriff was taking, like you said, he's taking off for the hills, because he knows he just outed himself on whose side he's falling on. So what are you guys planning on doing at this point? Have you guys have not broken radio silence, correct?
No, we did radio silence.
Oh, Hank did, that's right.
Hank called to tell us that the dragon was here.
The dragon has returned to the lair.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, the golden dragon.
He called to tell us that the golden dragon was here, and and that's where that wonderful meme came from with the what
the what
yeah the what so we did break radio silence for that, but not, I don't think I told him, you know, like, we'll cut the chatter, we'll deal with it when we get back, and now I guess we're just I guess Jude and I are waiting for Kelly to get back from her sniper's nest, because she had gone up to do that.
No, she had come down on the side of the building.
Okay, all right, cool. Then yeah, if everyone is on, like, it's time to go.
And so you guys pile on, and I think the last thing we had talked about before that kind of got to that point where everyone was diving on the ATVs was the sheriff had taken off for the hills. Kelly had come down the ladder with the sheriff. You guys were getting everything situated on the ATVs, and you saw that the very first of the mob and all the vehicles and riding horses and everything like that was coming into the main street just down the cross street as you guys were riding up the hill, the side of the mountain, to where the spot where you left the actual shuttle in. So you guys were already kind of on the ATVs and running, if I remember correctly.
Right.
And so
we're burning.
Yeah.
We're out.
Burning the hell out of town. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set some driving difficulties. Now, because you have two ATVs and two different people driving. Number one, I know Kelly was driving one ATV. Captain, are you driving the other ATV, or is Jude driving the ATV?
No, so I am gonna be on the back of one of the ATVs. So since we had planned to have two people on one ATV with the money, we put both of the regular sacks that we brought with us onto the one that I'm not on, and then the one that I am on is where I'm going to be I'm gonna have like put in between me and whoever is driving the bags that we took for the extra money, because there was
way more than what you thought it was.
yeah, there were
Like
well,
10
you
times
also-
more.
there was also a couple of those bank bags, so we were able to fill those up. But we've got that, and then I guess I'm gonna be on. I'll be on Jude's
Okay,
ATV.
So Jude's got you on the back of the ATV, and Kelly, you got so Kelly's got the extra bags then on her ATV, basically.
No, she's got the regular bag. She's
Okay.
got the two that we had planned for.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's extra bags on both technically.
Yeah.
But she's got the two that we had planned for, and then I've got the rest.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is I need Jude and Kelly to give me some. I guess it'd be piloting. I was just thinking about that. I don't know what the.
There's driving.
There's
an
driving?
actual drive
All right.
stat,
So
yeah.
you're gonna give me physical plus your driving. And let me see
Focus.
what it is. If you want to throw in focus,
Or maybe operate.
let me check. Give me a second.
I think other pilot.
No, there is a drive skill.
I know there's a drive skill.
Yeah.
I've got that.
But
But
it-
she's driving one car
operate-
and driving another.
Yeah.
I think focus would be the one that would be the easiest to argue for, because
Absolutely.
we're probably going to be getting shot at.
Yeah.
And you're going up the
but-
side of the mountain. You're not going to be really sticking onto the roads or anything like that.
Yeah.
So-
But operate is for like using like systems and stuff.
And
Oh.
Question.
Like using computers, using
Alright.
in-flight systems, that kind of stuff. Like
and what's your question, Josh?
So before you set the DC and stuff like that,
Mhm.
so I remember last session, you rolled maybe a couple ones, and I know that Kessie and I bought those to make their vehicles basically shit.
And I said those would carry over.
Okay, cool.
So they have, they have two complications they can add to their dice rolls, and they're both, or they can step up that, because remember you had bought one and Kessie had bought one. So what they have is they either have two D6 complications that they can add into their dice rolls of spooked horses and crap. What was it? Crap fuel or something like that. You guys, because you're slowing them up.
rust buckets, I think.
No, it was
buckets
the
or something.
horses, and then yeah.
Yeah, like
and then
the,
it was
like
like
the actual
the
actual
actual-
ATV. Oh, dust. It was dust in
Yeah,
the engines. That's what
It was dust in the
Dust in-
engines
yeah,
is what
yeah,
we
dust
come
in
up
the
with.
engines.
Yeah, the
And-
mining town, all that dust. Just
Yeah.
And
settles
then there's
right in
the,
engines.
and then there's the
Dust in
thunderstorm,
the
right?
engines.
The thunderstorm was only to cover up the noise.
Okay.
Okay, so the basic thing is you get the 2d6s, and plus the thunderstorm was in the bank, and we've technically changed scenes to the chase.
Well, we used the thunderstorm to get spooked
As, like,
horses.
Yeah, that's what we kind of said. Spooked the horses was the thunderstorm.
We talked to our resident equestrian expert, and she said
Yeah.
that
He said
horses
definitely.
can't get spooked during a storm.
Thunderstorm.
So
Gotcha.
Oh.
All right, so what
it
we
checks out. This is in the
So
realm of reality.
you have what your choices are. You can either have the 2d6s individually to add to your roll, or you can step 1d6 up to the d6 up to a d8. So what are you gonna do? What's your choice? Because each one of you gets added to your roll.
This is
Oh
for
yeah,
the this,
look at what I
this is
did.
for the this is for the drive, right? I'm not
Jesse, you rolled before he set the thing.
Yeah,
that
you
isn't-
can't roll until I set the difficulty.
This upping to a D8 is for the drive, right?
Yes, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
The two
yeah.
drivers have to agree. So Jude and Kelly have to decide if they're gonna up the die to a D8 or they're gonna keep it at a D6 and put 2 D6s in the pot.
If it's into our pools, the ones
Yes.
that re-roll,
Yes.
I'd personally prefer upping it to a D8 just to drop the chance of rolling a 1 and botching.
Okay. So that'd be a
Okay.
D8 for the complications you set up.
So would it be possible? Because my plan is, if things get too hairy, I'm gonna be the one shooting.
Mm-hmm.
If they get a little too close. So would it be possible to keep one of those D6s for that instead of upping it? Like split the complication to, because I'm technically like helping. I'm on the ATV, and if I'm like shooting out tires or shooting a driver and like the car gets flipped or whatever,
You can use it to step back the complication of unsteady platform that you're going to be having from shooting from the back of a moving vehicle. You can keep one of the D6s to step that back from, because that's a D8 complication, because you're literally trying to shoot off the back of a moving ATV.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can step that back to a D6.
I'm good with that.
Would we be okay with that? Because
all right. So this is what we're going to do. And all that means is that they basically, you wouldn't get a D6 to add on to there, but they're going to get a D6 to add on to their items to resist. When I set the difficulty, they get the D6 of you being on a steady platform. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to set the difficulty for this. Oops. Bump. So that's that, and that. And we're rolling. And I gave you a complication.
Hey, I'll buy that.
All right, so that gives me a total of 14 for the TN for the initial beginning of the chase. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to take Jude and Kelly's rolls. After they roll, we're going to add them together and average them. You had an extra. You had your physical plus your drive plus another D8, baby. Okay. That's a D6. It was supposed to be
That's
a D8.
12.
But
My
that was a
drive is
D6 because we're splitting D.
Oh, that's right. You're splitting them up between the D6. Gotcha. And Jude, did you already roll? No, you haven't yet.
Haven't yet.
So
So,
that's-
physical
she's got a 10.
drive and the D6.
Yes. All right. So she has a 10. Jude, you have an 11. Unless you guys spend the plot point
I
to
have
keep the extra
12.
dice.
12.
12?
Don't
No,
forget your
oh,
big
wow.
damn hero
3.
die.
Huh? Don't forget the what?
The big damn hero die. I am pulling that up to see what I have. My die tracker here.
I think Kelly has at least like a D10. I think
I know she has a
last
D10
game.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a 10. Okay, hang on a second. So who is anyone spending a big damn hero die?
I will. Yes.
Okay, you're gonna spend one as well, Kelly. All right, so each one of you spends a plot point. And Kelly, I know you have a D10. I don't know if you have anything higher. Okay, that is not bad, Jude, because that just means that you basically keep that big damn hero die, but you spend the plot point, but you just basically keep the big damn hero die. Nothing bad happens.
Right.
But you stuck with the 13. So Kelly, what do you got? She got a 2. So she now has. Are you spending the plot point to keep the other die as well on your original rolls to make it a 12? So that's a 13 and a 13 versus
Jude has 14.
14?
Yeah.
14, sorry. Oh, she spent for keep it too. So
Yes.
Let's see.
14 and a 12 averages to a 13,
Yep.
which it does not quite beat your 14. Can I spend another plot point to create an asset?
Absolutely.
Okay, I am going to actually, can I spend an episode to keep the asset that we created in the last episode with the finely tuned controls on the
Yes, you can reapply it as an asset for that. And Daniel, There's one problem with that, and I can't really refund points, but this is something we discovered in this game. The D4 for the blessed die is actually almost more of a jeopardy than it is anything else.
Instead of doing save that one in particular, just do the one that adds
do
to
the +1. So I'll give you both 2 of the +1s. So because
so
you
it's
guys,
+2 for them.
yeah, so each one of them can add a +2 because they spent 2,000. So
Yeah.
So for this one roll, we let them do +2s, but yeah, stay away from the save that one in particular and use the lend a hand because the lend a hand is a better one. All right,
You're welcome for
Give me a
playtesting that,
minute.
you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Josh discovered that one very
Oh,
painfully.
yeah.
All right, so that is a +2 to each one of your rolls, making one of you have a 15 and one of you have a 14, which now means you average out at a 14. So you've tied. You still haven't beaten.
So for the asset that we that we did last episode, it's a D6. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Wait,
go
hold
ahead.
on. Was it created on the ship?
No.
No. It wasn't.
Okay.
It was on the
Okay.
planet. So I'll go ahead and it's a. Is it a plot point to roll that or just to keep
No.
it?
When you create the asset, it lets you roll it. It's a plot point to keep it.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll roll that D6.
That's 2,
This
so
is
that
not a
makes
one.
yours a 17. Ooh, I gotta do math now.
Hold up.
It
What are
averages
we
to-
averaging?
17,
At least
and,
to 15.
17 and 14.
31 to 15.5.
Jesus, she
So
does
they beat
that
it.
fast.
That beats. So it beats.
Plus, you have a complication that I bought, Ray.
I figured out the secret. She is so good with the random number generator because she is a machine.
It's a machine.
No, she is the random number generator.
I
All the
discovered
die
my
rolls are going
secret.
through her head.
She's gonna kill you, Runyon. Okay, so
And
So,
Jessica did.
Tell
oh,
my
Jess-
story.
Runyon, I need your help on this one. I need to give Ray a really good complication. What do we got? What do we got for this?
Hemorrhoid.
For
Don't make me cry.
Bad water. Everyone has hemorrhoids. It's a really rough ride.
God.
No one wants to put the full pedal to the metal because of the bumpiness.
Oh no.
so
We drink water next
Okay, actually, hold on. I just thought of something. As you're going, we're driving up a mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
As they're driving up, they're making stuff fall after them. So like all the stuff is gonna like
jagged
you know,
rocks.
yeah,
The
Impromptu
debris from
landslide.
that's flying up.
rough terrain.
Stevie Nicks.
All
Stevie
right.
Nicks is the landslide.
Landslide.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So, got it. All right, so that is all for them. But you do raise the stakes because your average now goes above my average of 14 because you have now an average of 15. So you guys are pulling ahead. You're cutting through the trees. You already rode down the mountain, so you kind of like trailblazed your own path back up, so you know which way you need to go to get to the shuttle. Okay, so you got a bit of a lead on them. You're feeling comfortable about it, and you guys are making your way up into the shuttle itself. After a few minutes, you come flying up because now you're not trying to be careful. You're not trying to be quiet. You are cutting through the trees. You are bent, bat out of hell, bent for leather. So you guys make it up to the shuttle, basically barely pausing to safely drive the ATVs into the shuttle itself. And Jude, you instantly jump out and start doing pre-flight and getting the shuttle up and running. This is going to be a very fast and dirty liftoff. I assume you two are going to strap in the ATVs, so in case anything gets hairy, they don't go flying around inside the cabin.
So are we? How much of a lead do we have?
A couple of minutes at best.
Okay. Yeah, I am going to. I'm going to go ahead and start strapping things down, and I'm going to turn to Kelly, And like while it's booting up, while we're getting ready to take off, I'm gonna tell Kelly, take that rifle, and if any of them break the tree line, you pick them off. I got this.
Got it.
And I'm gonna start like not unloading, but like taking the bags and like putting them away, strapping things in, strap the ATVs in, like lock the wheels in, all that.
Gotcha. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 separate rolls. First off, for you, sir, Captain, you're going to give me an a physical plus operate, because you're going to be basically strapping everything down, getting everything loaded in and tied down, making everything safe.
Would it be more along the lines of labor?
Oh,
like
no,
actually,
right. It would be more along the lines of labor. Yeah. And I'm going to set the difficulty for that. Kelly, I'm going to need you to make me a mental plus focus, because and this is going to be based around anything that will get you set up to where you can observe from. I'm assuming you're probably going to climb on top of the shuttle, because it gives you a higher vantage point, so you can get so you can look down and make sure and start and basically see them before they can see you, and maybe start picking off the lead ones to slow them down again. So, Josh, I'm setting your difficulty now. I'll spend a plot point and make it a 7.
Do I have time to do the sniper nest thing?
What does that say about that? How much do you need time to do it?
I'll
look it up real fast. That one says it's under
one of the shadows.
So
my sneak for a D4, gain a big damn
yeah,
zero.
but it says you have to enter.
No, I'm actually gonna do a thing for her that I haven't been able to do just yet. If she is following my orders, I'm going to spend a plot point and give a crew member an asset equal to my influence die rating.
What's your influence
which
die
is
rating?
a D8.
Okay,
so she's gonna get a D8 for me, spend just for free. Add a D8 to her roll.
Got it.
Yeah,
And to answer your question about the sniper post, you have to enter a scene, and since we're already in this scene, you're not entering the scene with it already positioned. This is like you getting to the scene ahead of time, setting up your perch and everything like that.
Can I use focus as well as shoot?
If you spend a plot point, you can add focus to the pool as well.
I will.
Okay, so you're going to use.
So you're getting a D8 for free. By the way, don't forget.
Okay, have you noticed what I've been rolling?
So what you're doing though is this is just to spot them out.
If you're adding more dice, you have a higher chance of rolling ones.
So what you're doing for this though is you're basically scoping out the scene and seeing if you can spot them through the trees as they come up after you. So this is going to be a mental plus notice. It's not shooting yet, okay? And then you can you can definitely add your focus into this, and Josh gave you another D8.
Cool, because my notice is also a D8.
Mm-hmm.
So did I hear you right when you said that you spent plot point to keep the 2 to make the number of 7 total?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna roll my labor and physical right now for now.
Tell me when to roll.
You can go ahead and roll. So Josh, you raised the stakes, but you did not up the ante. So, and holy crap!
You were saying?
So you actually technically right now have a 13. I only have a 7. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna decide. Oh wait, I didn't set your difficulty yet. Fuck it. I didn't set your difficulty, so I'll stay with a 7 for both difficulties, even though there's 2 different dice pools. So right now you have a higher. You've raised the stakes, but you haven't doubled it. So you can spend 1 plot point and keep the 4, and you will have raised. You'll have increased the I don't know, minimum bet. You have raised the stakes, and you basically have doubled down on me because you've gone 5 over, which will get you a big damn hero dice out of my pool, which is going to be a D8 big damn hero dice. Make sure you note that down somewhere. And that will give you a D8 big damn hero dice, and you will actually get you'll be able to put a complication on them, which you can add to your next rolls when you shoot at them. when they come into sight. So and that will be like that'll be like loose gravel or tough terrain, whatever. But you're gonna make up a complication for them. Josh, you did beat me. So basically, what you're doing is you secure the bags quickly. You know where to stash them. You have cubbies for them. You get them all stashed away. You get the wheels locked in. You're getting everything set up. Up above you, you can hear Kelly climb up on the roof, and you can hear her laying down on top of the shuttle. And Kelly, at this point, you're seeing the guys coming up the side of the mountain. The ones on horses are way back now. It's the ones on like the motorcycles and the ATVs that are coming up after you guys, and they're not doing very well because you guys basically tore up the hillside coming up after you. So there's all these loose rocks and everything tumbled down. So they're having trouble getting up the hills. But you are going to be able to get at least one round of fire off to try and slow them down. So what I want you to do is roll me your physical plus your shoot plus Josh. That D8 still is basically for the scene, right?
As long as she is continuing to follow my orders,
is.
it's gonna continue through.
Got it.
You want me to do this, sir?
I did.
Yeah.
I said I gave you an order.
So it's your
Yes, you
physical
did.
plus your shoot plus the extra D8 plus you don't have the you can do.
Am I also taking shots here? With the
If
hand
you
cannon?
want to, you can come out of the back of the shuttle and start firing off with your hand cannon.
Was there anything else you wanted me to roll, or just?
Yeah, at this point,
That's all I can see right now.
My objective is less like to deal damage and
Oh.
more to like like a suppressing fire.
And you do have the other D6 complication of them trying to have rough terrain from them. So you have another D6. You can add it. You add into your roll. Josh, you have it too. That's a D19. That doesn't exist.
D19.
D19
shit.
don't exist.
Nope.
Oops. Well, I should have said 6 first. Holy crap. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna die. All right. So
Yeah, I'll take it. I will. No plot points necessary.
So you have a well, without plot points you have an 11.
Right.
I have a freaking a 6.
Yeah, which is why I will keep my plot points intact.
So, and with Kelly, how high do you want to go, sweetie? Because you have right now, if you spend 3 plot points, you get a 22, which is ridiculous. Right now, you have just one dice that beats my entire roll.
Yeah,
Raises the stakes with
you
the
have
8.
a 15.
You have a 15, which doubles, so you already raised the stakes and gone overboard. So, do you want to spend any other plot points, or are you just going to stick with the 15? Well, what are you going to spend?
I'm spending plot points.
How many plot points are you going to spend? If you spend for the 5, you have 20, and that would make it triple, which basically puts me 3 down on complications, and would allow you to pretty much set the scene.
Can we both add to that?
I would let you both add to it.
Since we're both technically beating it by
Yeah.
5 at this point.
I can actually offer up 2 plot points.
So
and you can choose first.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the lights to the inside, so that way they can't see us. It's dark out here. Like they're driving up to where we are, riding up to where we are. They can't see us, but we can see them coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when I start taking shots, they don't see where it's coming from, so they kind of like break ranks and break formation just to like save their own hide.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. They basically, the first kind of shot.
Because I'm not gonna hit anyone accurately with a hand cannon from this far away. Like she might take somebody's head off. I'm not gonna I'll be lucky to like graze someone.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is, since yours is a hand cannon and you're firing in general, your shot might take the bike out, like just blow the engine out of one of the motorcycles. But her shot, basically turns someone's head into fine red mist and makes their helmet explode. So.
And it was the guy in the lead.
Okay, so yeah, the first guy coming up the hill, his head just vaporizes and his bike goes something off. The next guy is, he's coming up the hill. He sees that happen right about the time his eyes are widening out. He's flipping out. That giant slug that comes flying out of your hand cannon slams into his bike, and you just see sparks and a small explosion as he gets tossed up into the trees. And then the rest of them all start laying down their bikes and trying to dive for cover and pulling guns, which gives Jude enough time to get the ship ready for flight. So about that time, you're sitting there, Jude yells over her shoulder that, whatever you would say, Jude, to get the hell out of there, because you're ready to go.
Yeah, essentially just, let's get the hell out of here. Time to get gone.
So, how you gonna get Kelly down from the roof, Cap?
They'll make it come down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of bang the side of the ship here, and I'm gonna hit the button for the door to come. I imagine that it was a lowering ramp.
Yeah, it's
for
a
the
ramp
door.
because
As it kind of comes back up, I'm gonna I'm gonna stand there, and I'm gonna she can throw her gun down to me, and then just slide down the ramp as it's closing.
Got it.
Sounds good.
So Kelly comes sliding down the ramp. Her head barely missing as the doors sealing up at the top. You guys run for seats as Jude starts getting off the ground. You guys hear small arms fire pinging off of the ship. Jude, you know that it's not going to do anything to the shuttle. The only thing you have to worry about is if you hear a horrible tone coming over on the ship's on the shuttle's monitors, which means that someone actually has a surface-to-air weapon.
Surface-to-air, motherfuckers.
So.
Yikes.
So you're lifting off, you're taking off, you're getting up in the air. You're not trying to get very high because you're still trying to stay under radar and keep out of sight. So you're zooming away just barely above the treetops. You go flying through you're basically doing the same route. You're basically going to try and fly all the way up to the northern pole of the planet and then try and go back out that direction, hopefully giving you enough time and getting there fast enough to avoid detection. However, that's going to leave you more time on the planet. So your other option is just to go straight the fuck up and try and get out of Atmo as fast as possible. So that one has the obvious situation of they're going to get your ship on radar, but you also know you're not putting out any ID data because your ship is masked. Thanks to Hank, you're not putting out your beacon doesn't work, so even the shuttle doesn't have any ID on it. So, but they're going to see you go into space, and they may be able to track you back to the Borealis. So, which way do you want to go? Jude, I'm assuming, unless you want to consult the captain on this is up to you.
I do not want to lead them back to the Borealis, so I'm going to take the slightly longer route.
All right, so this is going to be you're trying to get as much speed and distance out of here as possible. So you're now doing something that you didn't do on the way in, and that is you are doing this flight you technically did do it just because you're a show off, but but you are basically, you are staying as low as a snake's belly on the grass, getting the hell out of here, but you are doing this at high speed. So, you have sensors turned up to maximum, which is not saying much because this is a shuttle. And you basically have the accelerator pinned down. So you're going to need to make me a flying check for this.
Just watch, guys. This is the one that I botched.
Yeah, this is a bad one to botch. Speed plus...
Yeah, don't say that out loud.
Knock on wood. It's right behind you. Is there anything we can do to help?
8. That's all I'm going to give it. I'm rolling like crap tonight. I'm going to spend, and I'm going to have a 12.
Okay.
Yep, flying nap, absolutely, Cap. Yeah, and for those of you, for Kelly, this is way worse than the entry. This is bad. You are pulling, when she did the entry, you were pulling maybe 2-3 Gs, which felt uncomfortable but wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
Now you're crushing up to 9-10 Gs on some of these banks that she's doing. She is, and yeah, and everything going by the windows is just a
I'm
blur.
not there. Y'all are on the shuttle. Y'all haven't made it back to the ship.
No,
I'm
you're
on the
still
ship.
you're still in atmosphere.
No,
Yeah.
I'm still begging for you.
Just let the G's wash over you and black out. It'll be fine.
And black out, it'll be fine.
Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
So you got your
When you wake up, you'll be rich.
Jude, you're gonna be making me a physical plus a fly. You do not get your transport bonus or your fighter bonus, because this thing don't move like no fighter. So your transport plus your fly plus your ship's pilot, you do get that. So do you have anything else you're gonna throw in there?
Not just yet. We're gonna try this and see how this goes.
All right. Ouch. So you have a 9 with a complication.
I'm going to spend a plot point to protect the crew and take that complication and send it to hell.
There you go. The complication goes to hell. However, you still only have a 9 versus my 12.
We are going to try. Can I try for Big Damn Hero, or is that just once per scene?
It's
As long as you have the pool, you can use it. Yeah.
I think
All right,
so,
then I'll
right?
use another plot point
all right.
The
to
D10
try
weapon.
and roll that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, Captain
You're-
Caffeine. Thanks.
Thank you for subscribing. Oh, wow.
for all the subs that you just gifted.
She has a
Plus
+5
5.
now.
Yep.
Oh, hey, and that's exactly how much she needed to raise the stakes twice.
Yes, she did. Well, she did still spend Captain Caffeine for a
What
Big Damn
a
Hero dice, which made it a
coincidence.
13. So now she has an 18, and it's going to make it. Oh, let me turn this down a little bit because it's going to do that notification like a bunch. There. Okay. So, but yes. So now you have an 18 versus my. Yeah, I did a 12. So my 12.
Mhm.
So you've raised the stakes. You get the Big Damn Hero. You get a Big Damn Hero dice of a D12, I think. Yeah, a D12.
Yeah.
Do you already have one or not?
No.
Okay.
The
you
D10
get,
was my highest.
yeah, you get a Big Damn Hero dice of D12, and you have that going there, and you raise the stakes by 5. So you basically are moving through this, getting through this targeting, and basically your head's on a swivel. This almost brings back the good old days of when you were training as a fighter pilot and you were just flying for the fucking joy of it. And this is why you became a pilot. This type of freaking adrenaline rush. So your senses go out in that weird way that you only experience when you're flying at high G, and you can almost feel everything else around the ship. And you have so basically, if anything happens at this point that involves anything dealing with the shuttle, you have an extra D6 that you can throw in anything because you and the ship are one. All right, so as you are doing Nape of the Earth flying, you're getting up to the northern poles, and you get a sudden unease right before, and this is as you're flying through, right before you see a whole bunch of trees and hillside in front of your ship get torn apart by a heavy cannon fire. And you clip on the radar that cresting over a set of mountain changes is an actual fighter. And it is doing its best to get a lock, but it is tailing you like mad. The only thing you got going for you at this point is that he is not flying as low as you are, but he doesn't have to because apparently he doesn't care about the radar. And he can outrun you, but you're smaller and you're sticking into the canyons that you're flying through right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little contested flying shit, and you're going to make me. Remember, you have the extra D6.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be pilot versus pilot.
I'm having spy versus spy flashbacks from the 80s.
Okay. That's it. Alright. Ah, shit. So I have a 10 and you have another complication. So
I'll
you
buy
can
that one. I'll buy
Okay.
that one. I'll buy that one. I'll buy that one.
And you can stage that D6 up to a D8.
Okay. So this is physical plus fly plus my ship's pilot plus the D8.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yes. Okay, so that's a complication.
That's another plot point out of my pool.
So you
Oh,
have
man.
an 11 to my 11 right now. All you have
It's
to do is
a-
spend one plot point.
It's a 12.
Oh, duh. Good lord.
12 to your 10.
12 to my 10. Sorry, you're correct. So you've raised the stakes. Do you want to spend to increase it up to a 15? Or 17, I should say.
17.
I will spend that plot point because I would really like to get my D10 Big Damn Hero die back.
Yep, I did roll a d10 on that. So there's that. And so you spend a plot point, you get the d10, you get the Big Damn Hero dice, and you have another. You raise the stake by 5, so you get the Big Damn Hero dice, and you basically are you are navigating through the canyons, and for just long enough to get you out and a distance from him, you lose him in the box in the tiny canyons and valleys that you're riffing through. You finally get up to the point where you're ready to like just blast off into the upper atmosphere, and this is where he. Oh, by the way, the fighter he's using is basically a fighter jet craft. You don't think he's going to be able to leave Atmo in it. So, but he basically, you start accelerating and pulling up. You guys are flattened into your seats as she's jetting straight up and out. You guys come out of atmosphere. The Borealis is sitting there, just where it's supposed to wait to meet you. You guys come flying up. You have to decelerate hard to make the dock with the Borealis, but you're not letting off that thruster until the last possible second. So you come in, and it's a hard dock with the Borealis, but you basically manage to dock the shuttle in, and the shuttle gets being pulled into its shuttle bay. Right there, Hank and Kelly, you see her coming out and coming up. You maintain radio silence up until the time she comes on board.
Yes.
Okay. So
I just prepare for a hard docking, which has been the norm.
I mean,
so you guys.
I'm sorry, Borealis.
So as you guys are coming in, you guys as the shuttle lands on the Borealis and comes in and gets docked, Hank, you guys are up in the cockpit. You see on the edge of the sensor range that there is a ship inbound. This is the type of thing you've been dancing around up here of trying to avoid. But this ship doesn't look like it's burning hard at you, and it looks like it's just pulling out of orbit and heading up into off planet. So you don't really take any notice directly of it. You just note that it's a ship nearby that could witness you basically leaving the planet. Okay. So after a few moments, Captain, you and Jude and Kelly are on ship. I'm assuming you're leaving everything on the shuttle, or except for the money.
So I'm going to take the 2 bags that we originally thought we were going to get, and I'm going to take those off the shuttle.
Okay.
But I'm going to leave the rest of the money that we got hidden on the shuttle. Like tucked, not like.
I don't know if
not-
that's a good idea, Cap. I know how much you like to shoot
not
shuttles
like-
off the ship.
Not like hidden. Like,
Just
it's
still leave
not
him in the
but,
the
like,
cargo
not
bays.
out in the open. Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
the
if
cabinets.
so all Hank said was that the Golden Dragon are here. So I'm assuming that we are going to be boarded. And if they're here to like get a piece of this money, I don't want them to necessarily see how much of this money we actually have.
Gotcha.
Like, we were supposed to get this much money. Here we are with this much money.
Right.
The other stuff is, don't look over there.
Gotcha.
Can I go to medbay?
Kelly has probably thrown up 3 or 4 times.
I'll give her something for that.
Please?
Sorry, Kelly.
I probably have something on hand ready for her, like anytime there's any kind of craziness.
Any Dramamine? So bad.
She's got a mean for you for sure.
As we're getting off, I'm gonna look to Jude, and I'm gonna say, he did good. Well done.
Yep.
Glad to
Thanks,
have you.
Cap.
So
I'm glad to be here.
you guys are getting everything set up. Jude, I'm taking you're headed straight for the cockpit. All right. As you get up, you see the that you're basically you had a rendezvous set up, and it wasn't on planet. You had a rendezvous set up, basically only one system out, so it wasn't a hell of a long trip, but it's still going to be a few hours, where you're going to meet up with what's her name? What was her name? Morrison. We're going to meet up with Morrison and go over what happens next. And it was basically at a service station, a refilling and fueling station that orbits off of one of the other habited moons in this system. And it's like about 6 hours out, and then Morrison's actually waiting there for you because she can't afford to go down on planet. So you guys start heading out. Jude, you lock in course. As you're locking in the course, Jude, I want you to make me a quick check for me, would ya?
Sure thing.
I need you to give me a notice, a mental plus a notice, and anything that would, like, if you wanted to throw in your sneak or your survive or anything like that, anything that would help you notice someone or something out of the ordinary.
We'll throw that sneak in there.
Mm-hmm.
One second.
That's a 12,
I had
but a
that in my
complication.
dice.
Oh.
All right.
I think what it actually is just a 12.
All right.
Hmm.
So I have.
Because I'm spending another plot point.
Okay.
Goodness.
Yeah, those are burning like a hole through your pants.
Hey,
there.
whatever. I'm down 4 and nothing bad has happened so far.
So
Yes.
you're sitting.
It's
at,
okay, I'm down to my last.
Yeah.
I know. You're sitting at. I'm sitting at 12. You're sitting at 12. I'm gonna give the tie out because I win ties. So that is gonna be fine for me. I'm not gonna spend another plot point.
Unless she wants to roll a big damn hero
So
die.
the only thing you can do is either spend plot points for another die, or buy the big damn hero die. And you only said you only have one plot point left, right?
One left.
So the only
How do
thing
you-
you can do is buy a big damn hero.
Mm-hmm.
Captain
many-
Caffeine just redeemed lend a hand though, so
Oh.
+1.
So that means you're
Hey.
beating me by 1. You have raised the
Nice.
stakes. Thank you, Captain
Thanks,
Caffeine.
Captain.
Thanks, Cap.
Dun, dun, dun.
You're welcome.
'Cause I said so. All right, so
No,
you now
look,
being
we all
the
know
ones
who
who've
the real
raised the
captain
stakes.
is on this stream.
Right.
Caffeine.
I mean, Captain Caffeine.
General, Brigadier General Caffeine.
Commodore Caffeine. So we have. So you're
Commander
now being by
Caffeine.
one. So you raise the stakes. What you notice is there is a ship that is mirroring your course, which is not incredibly unusual, because all that means is that they may be going to the same exact destination as you are. Some people will choose, may have discounts at certain places and stuff like that, so they may be choosing to go to that station, or they may be picking someone up from that station. But they are absolutely on the same course you are. Now, that all being said, we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break.
Whoa.
I need another drink, and
We did it. We did it, gang.
We did it. And you're off planet, and you're making your rendezvous to meet with Miss Morrison. and
Well,
see what
I mean,
comes next.
before we do the rendezvous, or before she even says course for a rendezvous, I'm like, let's not do that. Because I got the heads up from the Golden Dragon not to go to the rendezvous, because it was compromised. There we go. But we'll deal with that when we come back.
All right. and gentlemen, thank you so much for letting us take that short but necessary break. We really appreciate it. And we're off. So, as you guys are sitting there, oh yeah, Hawkins, you said, or should I say Hank, you said that you were telling Jude not to make the rendezvous because the Triad had given you all information that it was going to be compromised.
Yeah, so I talking to Jude, and Jude comes up. All right, Jude, let's get the hell out of here. But the meetup point has been compromised, and so I don't know where the hell we're getting, but let's, I guess, make our way that way and figure it out from there. Do I also notice this ship, like, kind of tracking our?
You notice that okay. It's the same ship that you saw earlier.
The same ship that. Oh wait. Okay. And whenever we got the wave from the Triad, we didn't see any other ships or anything like that.
No.
All right. But this is the same ship that I saw earlier. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna say, I saw that ship earlier. I had my eye on it. I'm willing to bet that is one of that's gonna either be the Golden Dragon or the what's the other gang called?
The Karatin.
That's either going to be the Golden Triad or the Golden Dragon or the Karatin. Now, if they start firing on us, well, I don't know if they're going to be firing on us because we've got a butt ton of money. But just be aware that it's probably going to get a little rocky. And then with that, I'm going to sit down in the co-pilot seat.
Right about then,
certainly
Jude,
good to know.
As you're kind of like watching Hank tell you all this, listening to him talk, you kind of turn around to look at the controls. You're like, huh, that's great. But as you turn to look at the controls, you see that your personal communicator light is flashing that you have a message that's been left.
Okay. Do I have an actual heading to take us out on, Hank? If we're not.
Well, he said to make like you're going to the same spot.
And just not actually go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you may alter course later, because remember, it's like 6 hours away.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go ahead and set us in like we're going heading that way. And then I will open the message.
And it is the message that Baden previously had recorded for you.
Okay.
Do you remember it?
I do. And he had definitely left a note in there about how Blue Sun would be oh so nice to go to, and that raises all sorts of red flags. I sort of look over at Hank. It's like that doesn't sound good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Baden has officially lost his rocker. Maybe a couple screws loose, but not enough to want to go back to the Blue Sun. That sounds like trouble.
Yeah, no, I think he's saner than I am most days. It sounds an awful lot like he needs help.
As much of a pain in the butt he could be as sometimes, don't tell anybody I said this, but I'm actually kind of fond of him. So as soon as we're able to get ourselves out of trouble, I'm more than you have my vote to go help him get out of whatever mess he got himself into.
That's mighty helpful. Thank you. I'll just gotta get the Cap on board with it.
And I as soon as she says that, I lean in like, Cap loves that kid too. Don't tell him I said that though. And I just like clear my throat and just do my thing.
All right.
I don't acknowledge that. Just sort of nod and like, okay then. Moving on. Setting coordinates. Making the trip.
All right. Are you gonna reply back to Baden's message at all?
Meanwhile, in the Cap's room, he's crying over a picture of Baden. No.
Tell me, how am I supposed
Oh my God.
to live without
How do
you?
I breathe without you?
Ladies and gentlemen, this serenade brought to you by We Really Wanted to Torture You Tonight.
Actually,
I mean,
I'm
it was
going-
both the Joshes though, so.
Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
Brought
Yeah.
to you by the letter.
How do I
Joy.
ever survive?
I was like, yes, do it, do it.
Yeah.
All right. So Jude, what were you saying?
Okay,
Sorry.
I am going to set the coordinates and make sure we're good to go, and then Hank. I feel like this needs a reply, but I don't feel right saying we're gonna come help without clearing it by the captain first. You got it up here a minute?
How about? I mean, let's not have to leave the bridge. We don't want to, just in case something happens. I'm gonna hit the thing. But Ayo, hey Cap, come. We need you on the bridge real quick. Walk,
Yeah.
don't run.
I'm
Walk.
I'm setting up the bags, kind of in the cargo bay because I imagine that's probably where this. One of two things. They're either gonna board us and the deal will go down in the cargo bay, or we're gonna be leaving from the cargo bay. So bags need to be there. So I'm setting up the bags with the money, for ease of convenience for like the actual job. And whenever that comes over the speakers, I'll finish up what I'm doing here and head up there. I'm gonna check on Kelly. But I'm swing by med bay on my way.
She's looking less green.
You need
Got her.
help, boss.
Got her taken care of.
You just rest up. About to deal with the golden dragon, so you never know what's
Grouch Couch in
gonna
the
be
house.
needed.
Hey,
Oh,
Crouch Crouch, what?
Pipe.
Thanks for showing us your biddies.
So yeah, I'm gonna go up to the bridge and see Jude and Hank there. I'm gonna say,
Let me
So,
know
what's-
if somebody needs killing. Doc, I don't feel good.
will do. So I'm gonna go up to Hank and I'm gonna get up there and say, all right, what's the situation? What are we looking at here?
I kind of look towards Jude.
Two things, I guess, Cap. Hank says that we aren't heading for the rendezvous point, but we sort of still are. Do we know where we're going next?
Now, if I may,
Instead of the rendezvous point.
so if I may, I did notice that there is a ship on the same track as us. Now, I could just be being paranoid, but
It's their ship.
the Golden
It's
Dragon.
most likely theirs.
I was gonna say the Golden Dragon did say that I need not reach back out to them, which leads me to believe that that's probably them. Now, that is that. We'll deal with that in a moment, but Jude, if you would.
I got a message from Baden, Cap. And it sounds an awful lot like he could use a hand. And I don't know what all went down between the two of y'all, but if for nothing else, I would consider it a favor if we could give him a hand. Now, I don't know exactly what he needs. I don't know where exactly we'd be meeting him. But I I want to help him. And it didn't feel right saying we would do that without me running it by you first.
First things first, Jude. Let's make sure we're not all dead in an hour. Let's clean up this mess with the dragon, finish the job, and then we'll talk about bait. So where's this new rendezvous? We supposed to meet somewhere. They're most likely following us. What did they say? Anything?
I mean, all they said was, we need not reach back out to them, because I told them I'd talk to you, let you know what the deal was. But I say we just go let's I don't know, we're probably far enough from the planet. Let's try and reach out to our contact and see what's going on with her.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a hold of her over the comms. Try to open up the channel with her.
All right.
If nothing else, just to like let her know, like, hey, we got it.
Gotcha.
We did that favor you asked us to perform for you is done.
Excellent. So you open up the comms, and you basically reach out to Miss Morrison, and she after a few minutes, the audio comm comes over, and she says, "So, is it done?"
It's done. We're on the wrap up now. A few minor complications, but we can discuss that when we meet up.
She says, "There has been some last-minute alterations to the situation."
Yeah, no shit.
So she says, there's a lot of complications happening, and it's getting to the point where this is getting really out of control. And then you hear her go, ah, and she says, I'm on the ship that's coming up behind you. She says, your new friends picked me up off the station.
And where would my friends like us to meet? I'm sure they're eager for a reunion.
She says they definitely are. They're going to go ahead and do it out here in the black. We're going to dock, and they're going to come on board.
Can you put my new friend on?
She's gone for a few moments, and then a voice comes on, and she says, and then the voice says, "Captain, it's been a long time."
That it has. And I'm going to start off by making a formal apology. We did you a little dirty the last time I saw you. I fully own that. That was my call. But it seems that we are in a position to make it up to you now. And in doing so, we are fully prepared and willing to make it up to you. So these displays of force it really won't be necessary. You really don't stand to gain anything by hurting this woman.
He says, I have no intention of hurting our new business partner in this incredibly wonderful and lucrative operation that we are about to buy into.
It sounds like it's about to be a very good day for you.
It is.
What would you like us to do to set that good day up for you?
Well, first off, we need you all to allow us to dock so we can all meet up, exchange the agreed upon monies.
So I'm gonna signal to Jude when he says that for her to like slow down, come to a stop, so that way we can arrange a docking with them.
He says, and then once we have that all established, we're going to sit down and have a formal discussion about what Miss Morrison's role will be and what you all will be taking away from this and what we will be doing in the future with you.
Well, I eagerly await this sit down. I'll make sure that we have some refreshments laid out for us.
That would be very pleasant, and we appreciate the cordial nature that you are keeping this at.
And I appreciate the reciprocation of a cordial nature. There's no need for this to get ugly.
It says, there absolutely is not a need in any way, shape, or form for this to turn at anything other than a simple business arrangement.
When can we expect you?
We should be ready to dock in 10 minutes.
Perfect. I will see you then. And I am going to hit the I'm gonna hit the comms, and I'm gonna go grab the money, and I'm going to take it into the common area where we're gonna sit down and have this talk. And I'm gonna nod to Jude on my way out. She knows what to do for docking procedures. And then I'm in that 10 minutes. I'm gonna call once Jude has everything set up for us. I'm gonna call for a quick ship's meeting.
Alrighty. So, is Jude going to be included in the meeting?
If she doesn't have to be up there for us to just kind of be like floating in the black, and then to like dock with us.
For them to dock, no. Well, for them to dock, yes. But for just this time period between
to get ready.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Then yeah, this is going to be a very quick meeting. This will not take the 10 minutes that it is needed.
Okay. So everyone gets called into the common room by the captain. Go right ahead, sir. This is your meeting.
All right. So as usual, plans have changed. Things have gone awry. And we are looking to once again narrowly escape some very bad situations. This is this is a volatile situation. There's tensions. So I'm going to need everybody on their best behavior. And at the same time, I'm going to need everybody to be ready should this go absolutely tits up.
So does that mean we're breaking out the good ketamine, or?
It means
Ha
We're gonna-
ha ha.
it
ha,
means
ha.
we're going to be
Ha, ha, ha,
nice,
ha.
we're going to be friendly, we're going to be polite, but we're also going to be strapped.
I mean, yeah, makes sense to me. Though, I mean, I'm sure he'll have his own goons with.
Oh, absolutely. You know he will. But we are not going to do anything to provoke Kelly. I do not want a firefight in this ship if we do not need it.
You know, Cap, why don't we just drag the table out into the hangar?
Because people like this want a certain level of respect paid to them. If we welcome them in, if we allow them to say their bit, say their piece, take the money they want, the rest of it can get worked out between her and them. I'm looking for as little collateral damage as we can possibly have on this boat.
Yeah,
And
you know,
still
but
walk out with a payday.
yeah, but it really sounded like he had some extra ideas for us.
Everyone has extra idea for us these days. Comes with the whole package deal, it seems like. But in the meantime, everyone's going to be behaved. Everyone's going to be polite. But everyone's going to be ready.
Do you want me sedated?
I want
No.
you to just play it cool for like an hour. And if it pops off, then I want you to kill as many of these sons of bitches as possible. But only if they shoot first. That is an order.
I mean,
I can arrange that.
you know, as much as a certain company wanted a certain person not to shoot first, if you catch my drift, sometimes you need to shoot first. But I'm just saying, you know, maybe just read the room, right, Cap? And it doesn't end all
How about this?
kaplunky.
How about this? Follow my lead. I think that's something that a ship's crew can get behind, right? The lead of a captain.
Yep.
Just stay frosty, but be polite. I don't want to get into a dispute that ends in bloodshed with another major organization.
Well,
We've
then how
already-
about this?
We've already pissed off one group today. They don't even know we did it, but we done it. And if we piss off this group, there's nothing.
We've
to
already
stop
pissed them off before,
There's nothing
so
to stop them from either killing us here or just leaving us here in Atmo, completely defenseless, and then telling the rivals where we are, and then we're dead. So
Yeah.
I would
So-
like to.
We'll just let you do the
avoid
talking, Cap.
this.
You and maybe Jude.
All right.
Should we maybe work out a code word? That means
The code word is if I pull my gun, you pull your gun, we start shooting. But if I don't, then yours stays in the holster.
That's a hell of a code word.
This is it shouldn't be this hard for me to just say, hey, like, be ready if it pops off, but if it doesn't, let's all just play it fucking cool for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
if you want me there, I'm there to kill people. I'm not there to be nice.
You are here to be my chief of security. That does not entail killing people unless it is necessary.
Every single one of the people about to come on board the Borealis wants to kill us. So I'm just saying.
If they wanted to kill us, we would be dead. They would have blown us out of the sky already.
Exactly.
No, we have their money.
They would have intercepted us. They would have killed us already. Right now, we have a bargaining chip. We have an opportunity to walk away from this still alive and maybe with a little money in our pockets.
So let's just all keep our cool.
I'm just watching his hand. That's all I'm going to do.
Yeah, you know what, Kelly? How about we give you a shot of this here whiskey? You stay alert. No, not just a shot.
Whiskey's fight and drink.
No, that's tequila.
Agreed.
Oh God.
Tequila.
If we absolutely need to sedate you, if you think that we need to sedate you, I'm sure the doc's got something on hand.
Always. On hand, on arm, on
but
leg.
I would hope that you are professional enough to keep your shit together for like 20 minutes. For like 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
Minutes.
So like I said, Cap's gonna do all the talking. Kelly, just stand there, look pretty. You got this.
Pretty.
Did you?
What the hell is this pretty shit? I don't even know what that word means.
Smile and nod. Smile and nod.
That works.
Jude, did you ever get a chance to send that wave to Baden? Uh-oh. Mic cut out.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No! I wonder if it's a driver thing or what.
Oh.
How's that? Is that better?
You're back.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So did you ever get to respond back to Baden or not?
I did not get to respond back to Baden. I hadn't sent it off yet.
All right. So I was just checking on that. Because at this point, before the docking happens, I was going to go over to Baden. So Baden, what are your plans at this point?
Well, I'm headed to the planet, and I'm under the impression that they don't know I'm coming. And I'm trying to put together everything I can from the conspiracy board and the new information I have to see if I can figure out anything new based on the messages that were going back and forth between me and Alex. And
now, in those messages, Alex did imply through the secret code you had that you may be compromised.
Right, which is why I was going through the trouble of trying to make it seem as though I was still on the station, and that I was going to leave the station and go somewhere else instead of coming to them.
Okay. Now I remember you went through a lot of problems. You went through a lot of praying and a lot of stuff to make sure you were booked completely under a different name, blah blah blah, and you didn't have any connection back to your original ID when you got your passage. And you were taking the fastest passage you could, correct?
Correct.
All right. So, and we already rolled all those up. So all you're trying to do now is do some more, I guess you'd say, detective work.
Yeah, that's my main thing, is to be as prepared as I possibly can be when I hit the planet, so I can at least try to hit the planet running.
Okay. Let me check.
And I have not heard back from the guy that was looking over the books for me. But at this point, I don't even think I can receive his message, because if I receive it, then they'll know where I am.
Yeah, and he did say that was going to take him a bit of time.
Yeah.
And he said it was. I think he said it was going to take him a couple of days, and you're kind of upping your scale into like hours.
Well, I mean, you know, when one of your friends is in jail and the other one just got abducted by a intergalactic mafia gang, you kind of have to accelerate your timetable if you want to see one or both of them ever like alive again.
Okay. Well, I mean, mafia. That's such a dirty term. All right, so you're gonna give me. Let me create this thing. So you're basically trying to deduce some serious. I mean, you've already been using this board a lot, and you haven't added a hell of a lot to it. So you're basically looking at patterns you've already looked at, and you're trying to draw new conclusions from existing patterns.
I didn't have much to add from what I got from Alex. There was really not a lot of new information coming in. I mean, like, there's a little bit, but not really anything earth-shattering. But I do know that they're actively trying to suppress her efforts. So there's more moving than just the initial takeover, if that makes sense. Because if it was just about getting her dead, they'd be done and gone.
Yeah, someone just walked up into her hotel room and put two in the back of her head while she was asleep. All right, so I need you to go ahead and build me a roll that is going to be based on, of course, your mental. It's going to be based on. I'm trying to decide whether to be know or notice, because you're basically trying to you're trying to infer more information from it. So it'll be your notice would probably be the primary on this. Your focus could be thrown in if you want to spend an extra plot point to bring focus into the thing, because the focus of course is going to be incredibly important for this. And then if your child prodigy can come up into it, you have the Edict memory, correct?
Yes.
So you could add your so you could add it into this scene as well.
Right. Okay, so roll that plus my notice.
And I'm going to go ahead and spend.
Can I use my psychology specialization on this or not?
No.
All right. And then you said it was going to cost me a plot point if I want to roll my focus in that?
Yes.
Sure. Why not? Or let me say probably, because you're about to roll. Let's see how bad you roll.
I already rolled.
Oh, okay. So it's the 12, possibly higher, depending on what you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend the 2 plot points and make it a 17.
All right.
Oh, shit.
All right, so then this is my initial roll.
Okay.
Ugh.
And I have. I'm going to go ahead and buy that complication.
I figured you would.
Mm-hmm.
I
haven't actually had to buy many tonight, so.
Yeah, I know.
It's
You've
left
been
me
very
heavy
lucky.
on plot points.
All right. I'm going to spend a second plot point to add this in. So right now I am at a 12. That'll get me to a 17. I'll spend a third plot point to roll a big damn hero die. Wait, what's the biggest die you used?
I think I use a D10. D12.
No, you got a D12 in there. Yeah. What? Well, at least I get it back.
Yeah, that was a big damn hero, so you get that back.
So if you get the dice back, are you allowed to use a different big damn hero dice, or do you?
Nope.
You just can't use any big damn hero dice now.
Can't use any big damn hero dice.
All right.
Because the rules on the big damn hero are very, 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 very clear.
No, it's cool. I just want to make sure.
They is powerful.
All right.
Thank you, Rick the Tugboat, for continuing your sub.
Hey.
I'll buy the 2 so that at least I'm beating you.
Hey, that's the most important thing about the roll. So you raise the stakes. You basically are looking out at the map. One of the things you notice is that the cartel that this woman was a part of, it was a very much, I guess you say, a white collar cartel. They specialized in business, finance, and extortion of corporations, embezzlement, and that type of situation. Those were their specialties. The stuff that's been going on now, although not like beyond them in any way, shape, or form, violence is not beyond any criminal organization, but it's not their usual style. And the robustness with the way they are going through this, and how much they're actually falling back onto raw violence instead of using their normal playbook, indicates that whoever is running the new organization is not, probably is not someone who was in or like a protege or an understudy of anyone in the old guard. So this is either a coup from a very low level up to a high level, or this is someone from outside the cartel trying to gain influence into the cartel.
Have I been able to try to deduce who else might have been part of like the ring of people that was in charge of it? Because I know you said that I noticed some of them, but all the ones I know about are dead. Like, is there anybody I've been able to figure out was probably part of it that's not dead yet?
Yeah, there is one gentleman, and you're talking about who is leading this drive, correct?
Yeah, like who would have been an associate of hers in the cartel, like pre-coup, but not dead yet.
There was a young gentleman. He was an underboss in the cartel. He had worked with her during her exit from the cartel. And
the fake exit, or
yes.
Does it seem? Yeah, okay.
Yes, he had worked with her during the fake exit of the cartel, and he turned up for a number of years on her staff as part of like her security detail, which is one of the ways that she, I guess you'd say, paid back that favor. So after only a few years, he retired, but he retired like full pension and everything like that, but like only after like 5 years working for her. And so, and it wasn't the only reason it comes up on your radar is because he was given such a sweetheart deal and no real explanation can be found for it in any of the records. You know what I mean? He wasn't a senior member of any type of management or anything like that. He was just the head of her security detail, and there's no real explanation for why he was given such a lucrative exiting contract when he, technically didn't have the seniority for it in any way, shape, or form. And he's still alive. As far as anything you've been able to connect to him, he's no longer a direct, he doesn't have any influence over the cartel's current business dealings. He does not deal with the cartel. He owns a small hotel, and he doesn't seem to be active in anything untoward.
Is there anything that you can see, like in his public record, that would show like a significant change in his life? Like a marriage, death of a close family member, like anything that might have indicated a purpose for no longer having criminal activities?
Well, he doesn't have any close living relatives. He doesn't have any children. There's no marriage certificates, nothing like that. this is not something that you normally get, but the biggest thing that seems odd is he doesn't seem to have a hell of a lot of connections to anyone or anything. But at the same time, he owns a business. The business seems to run very well. It doesn't, it's had a few down years, but in fact, the business seems almost like a textbook medium-sized business, individually owned medium-sized business, It has a couple of down years, but then it struggles and keeps on going and does well and stuff like that. It seems almost
would it be like the perfect money laundering scam? Like it follows the business model so perfectly that it goes up and down and people wouldn't really question it?
For minor amounts of money, yes.
Okay.
It's a hotel, so, and by minor amounts of money, I mean like a couple of $100,000 a year, not like in the millions.
Yeah.
But it does strike you that it is way too. It's well, that's the thing. Is it weird that it's such a perfect business, or is it just well managed?
It's weird when you have no other actual connections for a business to probably match everything perfectly.
Yeah, and the fact that this guy wasn't a businessman. He was a security guard for the most part. Who knows? He may just have a head for business.
Probably not.
But that's really all you can get out of this right now.
And that hotel is on the planet I'm going to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he stayed behind.
Yep.
All right. How much longer do I have until we actually get there?
You're going to be there in the next, you took the fastest route possible, but it was still almost a week, 4 days, so you're going to probably be there, and I'm giving some time for you, having been researching everything and putting time into it, so I'm going to say you're going to be there in about 48 hours.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing something major before I walk into the situation. It's going to end up biting me in the butt in the end. What?
It's Skype.
Oh. All right.
Oh, it's not just Skype anymore. It's not just Skype anymore. Jess put it as her background picture. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you so fucking much for putting the most embarrassing picture of me that is out there on the internet up for everyone to see. Thank you.
I mean, it's not
Appreciate
the
it.
most embarrassing picture.
It's the most embarrassing picture that's out there, I said. Fuck you. That picture does not exist on the internet.
Wait, it's the most embarrassing picture that's out there for now.
He made me a promise.
So
yeah, like I said, you have the only copy of that.
So forever. All right. So.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Try to study, memorize everything so that I can play all this out in my head without having to actually reference the conspiracy board again.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, as pieces are moving when I hit the planet, I just want to be able to keep everything in play in my head without having to necessarily reference this conspiracy board again.
Well, I'm assuming you're kind of looking at a digital version of the conspiracy board.
Yeah, I am, but I still would like to be able to roll with all the punches as they happen instead of having to try to
You have eidetic memory.
I know, but I really want to make sure I have every little detail completely cemented down perfectly. And I want to know everything about that hotel I can. So I'm probably going to look it up online. Figure out what the
delve into it, the more you delve into it, the more it consistently comes back as the most atypical, and well-rated, moderately priced well-reviewed hotel that you've ever seen. Everything seems like it's just there. You know, no major scandals there, no major incidents there. The worst thing you can find is a gentleman once had a heart attack there while he was on vacation. And even then, the hotel paid for his funeral and sent him a memorial wreath. I mean, this place is just... It's just there. It's the ultimate in average good business.
Yeah. For the record, Lauren, I'm pretty sure Baden has a mine palace. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna get ready, I guess, to land and hit the ground.
All right. So back over to the Borealis. So you guys are sitting there on the ship. The other ship has been maneuvering around, and it has gotten ready to dock.
So after everyone left from the meeting that I called, I'm going to spend the remainder of the time up until when the docking process begins, where I will meet them down there. Like, I'm gonna pull out like whatever we've got on hand, as far as like drinks go, because I promised them refreshments.
So whiskey.
Gotcha. So whiskey.
So like, yeah, I'm gonna pull out like the whiskey that we've got, and
Maybe we got some moldy ice in the ice box or something.
Moldy
well,
ice.
I mean, look, listen, we're not like killing ourselves with like, a moldy ice box, but yeah, I'm gonna be grabbing that, and then like, I'm gonna get the probably not the nicest food that we have. That would be like a little snack tray, but like put out some like jerky, some like meat and cheese, like a meat and cheese platter.
Hillbilly charcuterie.
Yeah.
It's basically protein powder bars, because that's like, after being out in space in a while, no one gets much better than that, man.
It is what it is, man. They're either gonna accept this offering or,
So as you guys are making the preparations, I'm assuming you're kind of laying this out in the cargo hold.
No, I'm gonna have. He said he wanted to have a sit down. We're gonna have a sit down in the common area.
All right, no problem.
But I'll have the money still in the cargo hold, so that way they can like see it.
And you're only talking about the 2 bags you initially brought, right?
Correct.
All right. So they dock up. Who's gonna meet them at the airlock?
Me.
Just you?
Unless I know Jude has to. I know Jude has to be up in the cockpit for the docking process. But
I'll go with you.
I would recommend against the doctor being present.
I'm just gonna say.
I don't think that's a great idea.
You know what?
They don't like me.
The ship is owned by the Parrish brothers. I think just the Parrish brothers meeting them in the bay will be good enough.
Got it. All right, so you guys head downstairs to as you feel the 2 chips kind of do that gentle bump thing when they're locking together. And you come downstairs. The outer airlock cycles, and you hear the airlock itself get compressed. So air gets pushed back into it. And did you leave the airlock door unlocked, or are you gonna have to go let them in?
I'm gonna meet them and like bring them in.
All right.
So I will unlock the door for them.
Got it.
As they're there. And
so as you look through, there are 4 gentlemen in the airlock. or actually, they're 4 figures. There is one gentleman you recognize from the wave that happened on planet when the dock was being booted out. He is an Asian gentleman, probably in his mid 50s ish. Thin. He's taller than you thought he'd be. Very gaunt. He has the sunken, hollow cheeks, and he looks like he is, It looks like he's tired. He
is this the guy that
told you Jude was coming? No, Jude, but
yeah,
Doc Harry.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy who told you that Harry was
Yeah.
coming and that you would be taking her on board if you ever
Got it.
wanted to come back in the system again, type thing.
Cool. So we do have a bit of a rapport.
Mm-hmm. And behind him are 2 other gentlemen. Both of them, they're not like in battle fatigue gear or anything like that, but they're both like have assault rifles slung over their shoulders. They're both wearing mismatched tactical gear. One of them is actually wearing a tactical helmet. The other one is not. One of them also has the handle of a katana coming over his right shoulder. And they basically come as they come in. You second the airlock. There's a 4th figure at the back, but you can't make out who that is because the other guys are all standing in front of it. So you open the door. Excuse me. You open the airlock, and the gentleman comes walking in, and he kind of nods to you, and he says, "Captain Parrish." And he walks into the cargo hold. The other 2 gentlemen follow him out. And coming up behind them is a woman in her probably early 30s. She has long brown hair. She is very fit. And she has like high cheekbones. She has very olive complected skin. And she has brown eyes. And she looks completely out of place in this group, and she looks very nervous.
I was gonna say, did we did a lot of our talking via audio, but there was some video chat.
There was one video chat, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
This looks like Morrison,
her.
But she's not dressed as nicely as she was during those video chats.
Yeah. I'm going to. Once they're all inside, I'm going to kind of close the door. I'm going to say, "Welcome to the Borealis. Welcome aboard." It's a pleasure to have you.
And he kind of nods and he says, "Thank you for letting us aboard, Captain. We do once again appreciate your absolute gentility during these events."
As I said, my actions wounded you in our last encounter, and I wish to fully make up for that.
And that is absolutely what this is about. Making up. He kind of looks over his shoulder. He's like, "We have been talking with Miss Morrison. We informed her of what and he gestures back and forth between himself and you, our situation is. And we wanted to ensure that she knew that any dealings that she and the Triad went into would not be unduly influenced by any dealings that we had with you. I.e., there's no bad blood between us yet. And there's no bad blood between the Triad and Morrison Mining, as it will be again. Now, the Kirin Tor are an organization that has been a thorn in our side for a number of years. Hungry up-and-comers looking to make a name for themselves. And this play on Morrison Mine was going to give them that opportunity. You have done us a great service by derailing that opportunity. So, is this the take?
I go over to the bags and I open them up to reveal the cash. And I say, this was the take for the job.
It looks like a little bit more than 3. He's like, who knows what the final number was, but it doesn't matter much to us. He says, he kind of looks at Miss Morrison and he says, so, the way we're going to work this is very simple. He grabs one of the bags. Normally we do something like this. We take this, you'd keep the other bag, and we just say that that's the way things are going to go. But, in order to make a solid footing for ourselves in this system, we need to have holdings in this system. So he drops the bag. And he says, so what we're going to do is this. Instead of us taking half, we're going to take nothing. Plus, we're going to forgive the doctors, and he raises his voice intentionally, outstanding debts, and the parish family's slights against us. So we can start out from we can start out from level ground on a completely new endeavor. The Triad, through one of its shell companies, will take ownership of 20% of Morrison Mine. Not controlling interest, mind you. But, for that, we would also get 2 seats on the board and 1 veto per quarterly meeting. No questions asked. Miss Morrison kind of looks at him and she kind of like, her eyes get wide and she's like, a veto? And he says, he kind of looks at her and he raises his eyebrows and she kind of like quiets back down. And he says, now, we understand that you all, and he kind of nods to you, Captain Parrish, had your own stake in Morrison Mine offered to you?
We did.
He says, since we don't want anything untoward to be associated with this new venture, and since it's already been made known that the crew of the Borealis and the Triad had beef, we're going to buy out your stake. He says, right now, I don't know what you were offered. Probably. And Miss Morrison, what was the total? Was it? It was like something like 5%, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were going to get as the total crew. I think we had like gone up. I think we had negotiated to 7.
7%.
Yeah.
So basically a point each.
Yeah.
He said, so what we're going to do is we're going to give you 20% of the stake. He says, that's a very good haul, especially for this job. Now, there's only one thing that we need to make sure of, and that is that everything that happened here and down there is on the up and up. Is there anything that was odd about the job?
Well, we were, aside from this, and I kind of gesture to all of what's happening right now. Aside from this, it seemed that we were expected. And not in the way that we knew that we were expected, where the sheriff was going to be aware of what was happening, but turning a quasi-blind eye to it. It seems that we were expected by Dupajack. They were very, very quick on the scene. We were expecting a larger window of operation there. And there was a bit more money in the bank than we had originally been told. I was expecting to see a bit more just from the fact that it is a bank. But as far as the raw currency ready to go, there was quite a bit more.
And how much is quite a bit more?
If you'll excuse me for just a moment. And I am going to go over to the shuttle. And we got 4 extra bags, right?
I do believe so, yeah. Because it was supposed to be 3 million, and it was closer to 30 million.
Yeah. So I'm going to come out. I'm going to go inside the shuttle, and I'm going to come back out with 3 of those bags. I'll like put one over across over my shoulder, and then carry the other 2 out, and I will set them down in front of me, and I will say, I assume that this has something to do with him being tied up with your rivals, as to their quickness in trying to get a hold of us, and the lethal nature.
He says,
I am prepared to leave all of this with you to buy ourselves out. This would buy our clean slate, as well as a clean slate for the doctor. And it would ensure that the remainder of it would be taken on good faith as a proper apology for any damages that were done, plus interest.
and he kind of says, that's a considerable amount of money.
It's the most I've seen in one place at a time.
I'm trying to wipe away the drool from my mouth as I'm like holding myself steady on Cap's shoulder, just like, we had more. I'm just like,
yeah, basically what he brought down is pretty much double what was already on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at a cool $6.5–7 million sitting there. And he says,
now, I'm not necessarily a savvy businessman, but it would seem to me that perhaps a portion of this money could get that business that you're trying to get jump started even faster. And it would cost you almost nothing. You'd just be getting that money back.
he stops and he's like, so if we agreed to this, what you're saying is you would not need anything from the Triad.
Well, if you're willing to buy out our shares, that would be fantastic. Or we could still be continued in our original deal of 7%.
He says, I think the Triad could buy you out, given their current situation of being flush with cash. I just want to make sure that this means that we're both clear of each other. The Triad owes you nothing, you owe the Triad nothing.
As far as I'm concerned, any further dealings that we would have with each other would be as friends rather than as business associates. We have fewer friends in the verse. Seems like every day. And it never hurts to repair a bridge where you can. I wouldn't call for any favors. We wouldn't be owed anything, but we would be able to pass freely through the system as friends. And we would steer clear of anything that might do any further wrongings.
That is an awfully... If you're willing to live by that statement, Captain, then we will accept this generous offer.
I extend a hand to him to shake on the deal.
He kind of looks at your hand for a second, then he puts out his hand. He's like, interesting. It says, and he shakes your hand, and he says, Miss Morrison. And she says, yes, sir. He says, if you have any need of contacting us, you know how. I think we can leave you with these lovely people and ensure that you will get home safely. He says, the paperwork will be sent to you when the final negotiations are done on behalf of Dubujac. We will take care of the last of the paperwork with the new stipulations that we've included. She looks at him for a moment and she says, understood. And he kind of like says, Captain Parrish? And he looks at Hank. He looks at you, Hank. He says, Mr. Parrish? He says,
Give him a nod.
This is... You two gentlemen just became very wealthy. Don't spend it all in one place.
Try not to.
He says,
So he's leaving the money with her for her to take, but we're taking 20% of that. Is that what he said?
That's basically what he said. Yeah.
Okay, right on. So we'll take 20% of the $3 million that we took, and then he's going to take the rest of the money, and then she gets the rest of that to do whatever it is she needs to do with it.
Pretty much.
Okay. Dope.
And so he turns around, he starts walking through the airlock. The other two gentlemen precede him through the airlock. He stops, and the last minute he kind of like looks back and he says, I've never seen anyone come into a situation like this and be able to have such a realistic outlook on how things are going to go.
Would you believe me if I said that this wasn't the hairiest meeting that I've had in the last 6 months?
He kind of smiles and he says, may you be blessed to live in interesting times. Then he steps to the airlock and he seals it.
So I will go to the airlock door to see them off, and then once they are off and detached from the ship, I am gonna go to Hank, who probably is looking mighty sad that we just let all that money go away.
Yeah. I'm
going to.
Morrison is sitting on one of the boxes in the cargo bay, and she looks fucking crestfallen.
Yeah, I'm going to put a hand on Hank's shoulder, and I'm going to kind of lean in real close, and I'm going to say, "There was another bag in the shuttle," and I tap him on the shoulder, and give him a wink with my one good eye, and then I'm going to go over to Morrison, and I'm going to say, "They didn't hurt you, right?"
She kind of looks up at you and says, "What? I mean, don't get me wrong. It was not the most pleasant experience ever, but I suppose as kidnappings go, it was fairly mild."
Doc, come down here, take a look at Miss Morrison.
Yes, sir.
She kind of looks up at you and she says, "I just gave 20% of my company to the Triad."
That you did. But it's better than giving 100% of your life to.
Is it any different?
You're still breathing, ain't you? Head's still attached to your body.
I just don't understand what's going to happen next. And how am I going to explain this to the miners?
Let them know they're getting paid.
You've
Ye-
got a rough spot ahead of you. And you have my sympathies. These people are more than rough around the edges. We do need a payday. But you might need a little more of a cushion. So we're only going to take 15% from you. You can use that other 5 for yourself in whatever way you see fit. Get yourself a little nest egg. Give it to your workers, whatever you see fit. Just be careful.
She says,
Might have the doc take a look at you. Make sure you're good.
I should be fine. They didn't rough me up at all.
Why don't we just take you up to the med bay just for a moment, and I'll just do a quick scan. Make sure everything's good.
Fine. Okay.
Then I guess we are going to get you back home. We're dropping you off at the station, or we're going to take you planet side. It's going to be a little hot planet side right now. Just as a heads up. I do want you to fully understand the gravity of the situation that we did get shot at a lot.
I have a place in the city, and there's several major cities on the planet. She says, I have a place in the city where I can stay. Just get me to the spaceport. And she says, as long as you guys kept off the radar and everything like that, she says we should be able to land in the spaceport with no problems, and we can get me off the ship, and I can go to ground for the next couple of days. She says, I already know how to contact everyone. She's like, and she kind of looks at the bags. She's like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? It must weigh a ton.
It's not.
We gotta get out for that.
It's not light. Hank, why don't you go ahead and get our 15% out of this, and then if we're gonna be docking at the station, you're gonna need to turn our signature back on.
Yep, I can do that.
And remember, you actually have it set up to where you can actually turn it right back on.
Yeah, exactly. I made it on-off, baby.
Why don't we, Hank? Why don't you go ahead and stash the 15% in the shuttle, just till we figure out what to do with it.
I got it. All right. Yeah, I can do that.
That way, when you go into the shuttle, you can see the other bag that's full of money.
Yeah, I'm gonna solemnly like nod my head as I'm taking the money back, seal the shuttle, and you hear a woohoo!
just oh money.
yes.
All the money.
It's like
Yeah.
backstrokes, just like
y'all gonna come up. It's like, where the hell's Hank?
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, Scrooge McDucking
I was
it.
gonna say, you got after about 45 minutes, you're gonna be like, where the hell's Hank? You're gonna go open the shuttle. He's like laying naked in the money.
yeah, making money angels, just like
Money angel. All right, so you guys are going to take her back down planet side. You turn the transponder back on. You fly a nice big arc through the system just to give yourself a different flight pattern to make it look like you came from some other direction. Excuse me. I apologize. I know. So you make a big loop through the system and come back in. That takes about 45 minutes to an hour just to give yourself a good designation for a different flight path. You land at the spaceport. You guys basically repackaged up all the bundles, got all the money resecured. Any bundles that blew apart, you basically rewrapped them. You packed everything up and you set her up to where it would be easier to carry, and they're in duffel bags with other items wrapped around them, so that they're not going to be basically obvious as giant bags of freaking money. They look like basically her clothes and stuff like that. And she starts getting off the ship, and she stops and she looks at you over at you, Kelly, and she says, "It didn't go the way I thought it would. And I don't know what's going to happen next." He says, "But you guys earned your pay." He says, "I mean, we can't tell anyone what happened. Because sure as shit we don't want that type of heat." She says, "But it's good to know there's still good people out there that are willing to do the right thing." And she kind of looks at you, Kelly, and she says, "Thank you for believing in me."
Of course. And I don't know what you're talking about. So feed your people.
He's like, "Go tell my people we got into the bed with a triad. But like you said, Captain, we're still breathing.
Yeah.
And the mind's going to still be breathing. And that's what's more important."
We'll see you around.
I wish you all the best.
Fly safe. And she starts heading out.
So we are now $450,000 richer on top of a bag that has probably like around like 1.5 million in it.
Just about.
Something like that.
wait. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, we did the math wrong.
So-
I did the math wrong on the
Yeah.
amount of money you brought back.
I know your
Because
math.
it's
'Cause we-
30,000. You had 6 duffel bags.
You said there's like 30 million.
30
in
million,
there,
sorry,
right?
30 million.
Yeah.
You had 6 duffel bags. So 30 million divided by 6 is basically what? 5 million a duffel bag?
Yeah.
5 million.
Yeah.
5 million.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
$5 million.
so we have
Okay.
5 million. So
$5
we have
million
$5 million,
credits
450,000.
that are basically were owned by the triad and hadn't been laundered yet.
No, you said that it had been. Oh yeah, no, only 3 million of it had been cleared to go. Hey,
This
that's
was
you know what?
this is the thing. They were obviously going to use that bank to slowly launder money. And this was their initial setup. And this was probably the full deal they had with Dubujac. But
Hey, if we're just as long as we don't spend $5 million in one place,
Yeah.
we're paid. We're good for a while.
you don't have to do a damn
Just
thing.
trickle, we just trickle the money out.
The hardest thing is going to be, like you said, making sure this money can't get traced back to you. So it's kind of like stealing the Hope's diamond unless you know a master gem cutter who can break that thing down, you ain't ever selling it. You're just stealing it to say you stole it.
Yeah, we can figure out how to work around this money, but for now we have 450,000 that we can spend willy nilly, which is nothing to shake a stick at.
Borealis need anything?
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
No,
Yes, yes,
Quite
she
a
does.
Oh,
few-
definitely.
Quite a few repairs and upgrades. But yeah, after we've dropped her off and all of that's been settled, I'm gonna let the crew know like what's gone down and that we're free, we're clear of it all. And
Can I have
then
a hot tub in my room?
I will let the crew know that we are sitting pretty for cash right now, but I'm gonna keep that exact figure like known between me and Hank, and that's it. And just because at this point, like that's 5 million that like we can't just go like spending.
You're gonna have to figure it out. You've never.
Yeah.
You guys aren't organized criminals. You don't know how to launder money. So.
You know who I bet could help us launder some money? Who might have some connections? Baden.
Yeah. So. so job complete. We have $450,000. We're the free of the triads. Everyone can breathe a sigh of relief. And then I'm gonna talk to Jude, but I know Jude was gonna send a message back to. Were you gonna wait till we had our conversation to message him back, or were you going to message him back and try to get more details before we have our conversation?
I was given it an hour. So as we'd taken that 45 minutes or so, that hour period to see Miss Morrison off, like as soon as you say that we're in the clear, I'm coming to find you. And it's like, it's
yeah,
we're past that hour. We're all still breathing, Cap, and I need an answer to give to Baden.
Oh, just real quick to throw it in there in case you did forget. The incoming transmission was not from Baden's like communication code. It came from some random like
bar
communication code, not his.
Yeah,
I
it's from a
had
bar,
forgotten
wasn't it?
that.
Yeah.
What is going on? What is the issue?
I would still have like was it just text, Jonathan? Baden?
The
was
last
it video?
message was actually a video that was designed to make it look like he's actually in a bar. And so you knowing him knows that like some of the stuff he was doing, like the kind of alcohol like he's holding, is not him. Obviously saying he's going to go to Blue Sun, not him. He made a comment about how he was going to bail on his friend and not deal with that anymore because everything's fine. He'd rather go back to Blue Sun instead, maybe hit a beach, something like that. So, I mean, it's just sort of like a myriad of like
warning
things
flags.
that if you know him, like should be red flags.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you're showing me the video?
It's text.
Well, he said the last one was a video, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'll watch it with Jude. I'll just kind of. I'm definitely noticing all of these red flags, specifically the go back to Blue Sun. You didn't leave any indication as to like where you wanted to meet us, did like at all?
I had previously told Jude where I was headed to help a friend out, but that was like text messages, like I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 back.
And you hadn't been specific. I think you had mentioned the general star system you were headed to, but that was it.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually said this specific planet.
I don't think you did.
I said who I was going to help, I think. right? Like I said to my friend Bobby or something like that, but I never said where it was going to be at.
So, um, yeah, I will turn to Jude. And I'm just gonna say, so you got a way to contact him directly, or is this gonna go back to a bar somewhere, or?
I mean, I can send him a message, but he was real deliberate about. He didn't send this from his own, with his own data. Like, I don't know if he's in trouble, what else going on, but it doesn't sit right with me, Cap. And I want to be real cautious about how we handle this. I want to help him.
He's definitely in trouble. He wouldn't. He he left because he thought we were staying in Blue Sun. He wouldn't go back. We said some things when he left. I regret a few of them. Find out where he wants to meet. If you can.
I'll do my best.
I have a quick. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Didn't I find some way of telling them at some point where I was headed? Wasn't that part of what I was doing?
You told Jude where you were headed.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like I know originally I'd been pretty.
It was
like,
in the
vague about
Calabasas
it.
system.
Huh?
It was in the same system they're in now.
I know originally I'd been really vague about it, but I thought at some point I'd actually told her
you
the
actually
planet
told
I
her.
intended to go to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if I do know that, I do
Mhm.
know that was your destination, then I'd probably pass that on.
So he is going to the Calabasas
Well, I mean,
system.
yeah, system's a system though.
Mhm.
Like there's a
Well, no, I mean she told her what planet he was going to, because remember I told you, Jude, that you could make it there within like a couple of like at most a day.
I do not remember that, but I do believe that it happens.
It was not. It was like only since it was in the same system. You guys were on a moon that orbits there is a gas giant sun called Penglai, and that one is the moon you're on orbits around that sun, and it basically is one of the many terraform planets in the Calabasas system that's been set up for a long time, and you guys were gonna have to go over and go into the Calabasas system proper to get to the planet he's on, but it wouldn't take you very long to get there, relatively speaking.
So even so, planets are also fairly large. So get in contact with him and find out where he wants to meet, and see if there's a time frame, because we do need to. We could stand a quick refueling and maybe a bit of a tune-up here. We are, at least here at this station, we could get a refuel.
Sounds like a plan. I'll see if I can't get a location and a time frame and any other information.
Well, Let's leave you to it then.
All right. So is anybody else up in the cockpit?
Nope, I'm swimming in my money pool.
Probably not. Probably not. No.
Alright.
Doc would be checking her out and like getting her ready.
Yep.
And Kelly's probably with her as well because they were having a bit of a conversation before they left. So if this is happening, because this is happening as soon as I'm like, hey, we're clear, we just need to get her there.
Yep.
Then yeah, probably just you and me.
All right, so I'll go ahead and head up to the cockpit. Now, knowing that the message had not come directly from Baden, that he'd kind of routed it through the bar that he was at, I would probably send a message to that same location to see if they could forward it or if he was still there. Because I don't know how long exactly was it between the time the message came in and the time that I got it. Do I know? Is there a timestamp on it?
Baden, since that was kind of a clandestine message, did you allow a timestamp to be put on it, or did you put a fake one on it, or?
I'm actually fine with the timestamp being there because it implies that I was still on the station at the time.
That's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if you wanted to throw the timeline off or anything like that. All right, so yes, it has a timestamp on it, and that was what, roughly a day and a half ago now?
Probably about like that long, yeah.
Okay, that was longer than I anticipated. Okay. In that case, I would have no real reasonable expectation that he would still be at that location. So I would... Yeah, I'd contact him the only way I knew how and try and send him a direct message.
That was one thing I was going to ask you about for Baden himself. Since you booked this completely clandestine, you booked it, everything like that. Did you ditch any form of your personal ident or communicators that you had that would have gotten you personal messages?
So I would have left all of that stuff that I could have that I don't need to have on me that could be used to track me in the apartment so that it would theoretically seem like I'm still there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ideally, like, if she had like a Firefly Roomba, I probably would have left the communicator sitting on top of that so that like it's technically kind of like slowly moving around the apartment, but staying within it. You know what I mean? Like, if there was a way to do something like that, I would have done it. If it's not easy, I probably just would have thrown that shit in the bedroom and just kind of taken off.
Okay, so you basically left everything there. You don't have your own personal comms then.
I'm assuming they can trace me through them, and so no, I would not want to take that if I think they can trace me with it. If they can't trace me with it, that's a whole different conversation.
No, you would have to spend some serious money to get an untraceable comm. That's real black market tech.
Yeah, so I mean, I know I have access to the apartment again because I have the keys, so I would have just left it in the apartment.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, so they really have no way of contacting you at all.
No, but I have a plan for how I intend to contact them.
Right, but they do know where you said you were headed. So
yeah.
So Jude, all you send out a wave, you send out a text. Oops, someone joined. Yay! I couldn't read your name. I'm sorry, but someone just joined. Oh, just Anthony guy named Harry. Yes, Firefly. We're actually playing Firefly. And
Just another guy
Just
named
another guy.
Harry.
Oh, don't look at me. I'm trying to read this and read 17.
I know, but I just wanted to correct it
because you hate me.
Exactly.
Because
Obviously.
we want everybody to feel special.
Yeah.
Well,
They are
everybody
special.
does it.
Well, thank you. Just another guy named Harry. Is your last name Dresden? But anyway, so yeah, but Jude, you basically are, you send out all the different ways you can think of to try and get in touch with him. You send out a wave, you send out a video wave, you send out a text, you send out basically you do a search for him and see if you can find him anywhere. And pretty much, you exhaust you spend a few credits, you exhaust every method you got, and you have absolutely no trace of him. He has fallen off the board completely. But the only hope you have of finding him is to go to the place where he said he was going to be. You know that if you guys laid in a hard burn and started there now, you would be there in about 36 hours. And he is headed to a planet in the Caldasa system called where was it? Sorry, I just had it up. Whittier. Whittier is a small watery planet. It is well known as being a resort planet with a lot of because it's mainly water, but it's got a large fishing industry, a large sports fishing industry, and it's got commercial fishing, sports fishing, and a lot of beaches, a lot of recreational areas and stuff like that. It's also known as a place where certain organizations like to maintain residences and have very high level important meetings because it is the nearest thing to neutral ground they have. Also, a lot of said people also like to have residences here because technically it's still afforded that type of protection. So anything from corporate entities to mob entities will actually have residences here, as well as the very ultra filthy rich. So, but that's on Whittier. So like I said, you can be there in about 36 hours.
Okay. I go ahead and lay in the course, and
we've got the fuel and everything for it? Because I know we didn't fuel up before we got here.
I just imagine we'll stop and fuel along the way.
Well, actually, there's that station on the way out. So
I was gonna say if we can just do a touchdown at the station and make sure we at least got the fuel for it because we literally flew across the birds to get here. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, you stopped a number of times as you flew across the verse to get here because you had to fuel up a couple of times. But yeah, you stop, you fuel up, you start heading out, you make your way, and you get your course laid in. It's only 36 hours. There's really nothing, no real dangers between here and there. Caldasa is pretty much as one of the most established systems in the verse, next to White Sun and Red Sun. So you guys pretty much don't feel you have anything to fear in these flight plans. So you lay in the course, and one thing you guys have not been able to get a lot of during this whole chaotic hecticness is rest.
I'm passed out in a pile of money.
So are you guys going to take some breather time while go on shifts for who's going to monitor the instruments and get some actual sleep? Because you got 36 hours to try and catch up on that.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm in the engine room checking all levels, good stuff, make sure everything's maintained.
I was going to say, are you also doing your Christmas shopping?
No. I have a job to do. And then whenever I make sure everything's maintained in here, I'm going to go check on Jude in the cockpit.
All right.
You come find me in the cockpit, and every so often, I'm just going through my list of ways that I'm trying to get a hold of Baden and just can't. Slowly losing my mind, absolutely convinced that something terrible has befallen him.
When we get there, I see you kind of in that kind of chill panic mode. I'm just like, Jude,
Mm.
We'll get there. We'll get him. He's resourceful. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody could kill him if they wanted to.
I hope you're right.
It's Baden. I mean, that guy really knows how to read people. Always just seems to be 3 steps ahead of us. And I mean, I want to say that he liked us. So, to the people he didn't like.
He disappeared, Hank. People who disappear, they go out of contact, and I can't do this again. We'll find him. We'll find him. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, he'll probably find us before we find him. Then
Wouldn't
again,
that
we're not
just
really
be
hard
the
to pick
thing?
out. I mean, we're going to a planet full of filthy rich, people, and I'm sure we'll stick out a little bit. Well, I might wash my hands as they're like covered in like perpetual grease and whatnot. I'll wash my hands.
You're such a mechanic though. You basically have to replace your skin.
Yeah, I know, right? It's ingrained in my fingernails. Yep. I call it La Grit. It's my own personal line. No, Jude, I understand the worry. I mean, I may not look it, but I'm pretty worried about him myself. I figured he all but wrote us off. And so if he's reaching out, he must be in trouble. But like I said, he's resourceful. And we'll find him. Plus,
Like
Cap
you said,
still has some words to give him.
Oh, don't that just completely alleviate my concern? No, Hank, if, like you said, he's resourceful. If he's calling on us to be the cavalry, who only knows what he's got into?
Hey, I mean, we just pulled off a very successful heist, thank you. I'd like to think that we were the first people he reached out to. If not because we're amazing, but maybe because he actually thinks we might care about him, which we do. I just don't know if Baden knows that we care about him.
I'm trying to let him know. We'll see if he gets it.
I mean, he reached out to you, so he must have some, at the very least, soft spot for you. And I wasn't gonna say anything, but he did leave me a little something extra in my envelope. So I don't know if he left everybody else something extra. Not talking about your box that you got. Yeah, we all know you were his favorite, but see, there you go. That's all you need to do. Just think about Baden, he'll appear like the goddamn boogeyman.
Oh, you're right. You're right. We'll get through this.
All right. Now I am here to relieve you because I'm not the one who went down on that planet and got shot at. So why don't you catch yourself at the very least a power nap, at the very most a decent night's rest, and you come relieve me when you're all ready to.
Thanks, Hank.
You got it, Jude.
I'll head on out and try and get some sleep.
All right. And with that, we have a long pullback on the camera as the camera draws out through the cockpit out into space as we see the Borealis shooting away into the black as we end season 1.
Whoa.
What?
Ooh.
All
So-
right, time for the movie, you guys.
Time for the movie, and we all die.
No,
so-
no, we don't all die. Just Jude.
Just Jude.
No.
That tracks.
Don't say things like that.
I don't care what you believe in, just believe.
Jude's not the one driving right now. I mean, I'm just saying.
Shit.
Oh shit!
But Jude's the only
Yeah,
one who
watch
could,
out.
Jude's the only one who
Who's
could land the
gonna-
ship like that.
Who's gonna swim in my money?
All right, so we have to name this
Bury me
episode,
with my money.
and
Wait, Ray remembered we have to name the episode?
Yep, I did.
Oh
Not a
my
good sign.
god!
well, the reason is we also have to name the season.
Ooh.
Oh.
Season 1.
Hell of a name for a season.
Hold on, I
Wow.
want to hear. I want to hear.
Ooh.
I want to hear
So-
John's name first. For the episode.
For the episode?
Be nice.
Man, because it's the 14th episode, I really just want to name it Canceled Debts.
I'm here for it.
I
here
actually
for
love
it.
that. I love it
I like
so
that a
much.
lot.
Amazing.
Canceled debts.
That is on fucking point right there.
I love it.
Or, haha, take that, Whedon.
Hey, don't get cocky. We still have to survive the movie.
So, I'm thinking for season 1, just here there be dragons.
It has been a very epic season, has it not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that.
We have tangoed with fucking Reavers on the home planet. We have gone toe to toe with the fucking Alliance, and then also the Golden Dragon.
Dragon.
Alright. How about
It also
It's
fits
all
with
downhill from here.
it also fits with the whole space nautical theme.
Yeah, there be dragon. Sounds good to me.
I think Meg agrees. I mean,
I
yeah.
don't think Meg-
Yeah, I don't think Meg's paying attention to us at all. So
I hope not. She looks
I
mad.
sure hope not. Yeah.
Anyways,
All right.
yeah, Here There Be Dragons is good.
All
I
right.
like that.
And now I gotta remember and look up what seasons do.
Ooh.
What we need them to do. DM? Shush.
Cash my season for new ship.
Whole first season.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you all so much. This is so far has been a great story. I'm loving every second of it. Thank you everyone who stayed with us and watched the show to the end. We really appreciate it. We are going to be starting some new ideas soon with the coming next season, so keep a lookout for that because I think we have some more contests we're going to be trying out. But that reminds me, do not forget, we still have our contest going on for this season, which is basically our race to 10K on Facebook. We are trying to get to 10,000 followers on our Facebook page. When we do that, we are going to be giving away a huge prize. What's that prize, you say? Well, we are going to be giving away one of every single one of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition core rule book. We're going to be giving that all away to one winner. Now, that means you're going to get a copy of the DMG, the Monstrous Manual, the Player's Guide, and you're going to get Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, Volo's Guide to Monsters, and the newest book, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. That's going to go to one winner. Now, in order to enter, you must go to our Facebook page, which is linked in the chat, and you must go and go to our Facebook page, like and follow the Facebook page. Like and follow. Find the pinned post at the top that starts with Attention Daggers 9,000 follows on Facebook. Go to that post, comment on that post and share it. Do those 4 steps, you're entered to win. We only have 87 people entered in the contest at this point. We are at 9,906 followers. So we are under the last 100, ladies and gentlemen. Now remember, we're not going to do the drawing until the show after we hit 10,000. So you have until that point to get entered. But in order to get entered, you must do the steps I said in order to be entered. And then when we get to the next live show, after we hit 10,000 followers, we're going to do the drawing live on that show. So, in the meantime, we have another contest going on, and that is very important for all those people who got free gifted subs tonight. Thank you, both Captain Caffeine, and thank you for... Oh, there's a couple of people actually new subs, like... Well, number one, thank you very much for the Grouch Couch, who gave away a sub tonight. And was there someone else who gave a sub tonight?
Erected Tugboat renewed
Erected
theirs.
Tugboat.
renewed.
Yep.
Renewed.
Erected Tugboat
Yeah.
renewed a sub. So everyone who has subs, they need to make sure they also follow us, because if you have a sub, that doesn't mean you're following. And if you follow us, you are going to be entered into our Race to 300 on contest on Twitch. We are giving you a whole list of brand new minis to play with. These minis are based around an October theme, which was a vampire lord and his minions, and a group of 3 heroes that are sent out to battle them. These minis are HD quality minis. They're being printed out on my HD printer right now. We're going to send the entire set of minis to one winner when we hit 300 followers on Twitch. So the sooner we get to 300, the sooner those minis get given away. And remember, we're going to do contests like this all the time on Twitch too, so you need to keep a lookout for that. And help us get to our goal of 300 followers by sharing out the Twitch feed, telling people about it, and just telling them to go give us a follow so they can be entered into the contest. That's all they need to do. I don't know how you got locked out of Patreon. But yes, and of course, all this is just how we're going to try to give back to you, but how we're trying to give back to the community is by engaging in the Extra Life fundraiser. Extra Life, if you don't know, is an amazing charity. They do incredible work. They work with the Children's Miracle Network. They do everything they can to provide medical services to the poor, needy, and underprivileged children, as well as anyone else who needs their help by funding medical research for children's diseases and children's ailments that are plaguing our kids right now. This is an amazing charity, and Extra Life is an amazing charity organization because they make sure that the majority of the money they collect goes to the charities. 90% of their overhead costs are donated by the members. This is a charity that is actually driven by gamers. It was organized by gamers. And this is a charity that's just there to help kids. So if you want to help us, go to our Extra Life page. It is up on the... Oops. Let me see. It is up on the chat now. Extra Life, go to the link, donate to Extra Life. We set a goal of ourselves for $2,000 this year. We've already beaten that goal thanks to you guys. It's been amazing. We can't thank you enough. But Extra Life is still an amazing charity. Anything you can give is appreciated, from $1 to $100 to whatever. Anything you can give to Extra Life will help them out. Remember what Mr. Dr. Runyon always says: be a hero, save a kid. And if you can't donate, we understand, but you can share out the link we just put out in chat, the link that's on our Facebook page, and you can share those out to maybe to people you know who can donate, and make sure that the word gets out so we can actually make this a better place. And speaking of making things a better place, do not forget that we're trying to help our gaming community. And to do that, we are making sure that we support friendly local gaming stores that are the backbone of that community. Right now, with the way things are going, it is a really rough time for the friendly local game stores. They're having a hard time making it. The COVID is ripping this country apart right now because it's shutting everything down. And if you think that a small business can survive basically being shut down for 6 months, you have no idea what is actually going on. in the world right now. But what we were trying to do is we're trying to make sure that when we tell people to go support their small businesses, we're telling them to go support small businesses that are doing the right thing. That includes requiring master visits, doing social distancing, and providing other means for customers to get product other than coming into the store, which means curbside pickup, or as in the case with our store tonight, America's Heroes Comics in Killeen, Texas. They are actually do have a mail order service at their website, which is linked up right now in our chat. This is a great way to provide support to our community and make sure the community gets the items they need and does not have to even go out of their house if they do not feel safe doing so. So America's Heroes Comics, thank you so much for everything you do. If you guys want to are in the Killeen, Texas area, go by and give them a shout out. Tell them Dinner and a Game sent you. If you're not in the Killeen, Texas area and you need stuff and you don't have a local game store, check out their website and see if you can order. You can order from them and have it shipped out instead of sending that money to Amazon, where it's not going to help the local community out at all. And if you need to order anything, but you just want to give them a shout out for doing the right thing, go to their Facebook page. We have a link there, and tell them Dinner and a Game sent you, and tell them that thank you for doing the right thing and helping support the community. Also, do not forget, if you want to support us, we love you too. But if you can support us, you can subscribe here on Twitch. Thanks to Captain Caffeine and the Grouch Couch, you guys really bumped our numbers, and we love you for it. But if you guys want to continue your subs or get new subs, that's one of the better ways you can help us out. We also have a Patreon where you can go ahead and get rewards sent to you digitally, such as access to our Skype chats. We're going to do some digital features soon for the Patreon rewards. Patreon has been building very slowly, so we don't have a lot of people in there. And most of the people in our Patreon, as usual with small streams like this, most of the people in your Patreon are our friends and family, so they get to hang out with us all the time anyway. But if you guys can come on there, we're gonna set up AMAs. We're gonna set up individual Skype chat rooms where you can come and hang out with us. We're gonna set up things like games for the Patreon followers that we're going to be trying to run at least once a month. So if you guys want to join that, please come over, subscribe to our Patreon. For rewards as little as $1, you get a special title on our Discord chat and access to our Patreon follower only Discord rooms on Discord. Speaking of which, we have a Discord. It's amazing. It's growing every day, and we'd love to have you in there too. And also, do not forget, above everything else, that we want you to come back and be a part of our community week after week. But speaking of communities, we also want you to be parts of our friends' communities, such as the lovely Miss Lauren, who happens to be a GM for another show.
I am, yes. I am currently running a game over for the Keep RPG. Or twitch.tv/thekeeprpg on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. And our VOD is up on Fridays on YouTube. And we have lots of shenanigans. I DM for a group of guys, and we've recently been joined by one other lady, which has been fabulous. So it's been all sorts of shenanigans, lots of wild adventures, and we are within the last 10% of our campaign, so things are getting really tense and exciting and leading up to the end. Yep. It's been fun.
And since I've met Lauren and we started talking about her coming on the show, I started watching The Keep. And as I've said many a time, watching those guys going from knocking off, joking, and fumbling around and having just treating it like a fun escapade, to seeing them now when they're getting close to endgame and everything is tense and every game is them just chewing on their fingernails and trying to figure out how to get themselves through it to the next day. It's been great. And Lauren, thank you so much for running a great game. And if you guys want to see another great game, go follow The Keep. They're amazing. But I think that wraps up everything for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being a part of this family thing, and so much for being part of Dinner and a Game. I don't really know what else to say other than thank you. We love you. We want you to come back and see us every single week, every single game if you can make it. And remember, at Dinner and a Game, we will always save you a seat at our table. But now we're going to go try and hit someone else's table. Did anyone go find us someone to raid?
There's the channel called D&D Time they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's just in my recommended channels, though, so I don't know.
Gotcha. Well, we rated these people before, actually. There's one called -1 Charisma. We do try and raid people who have fewer viewers than us, or the same amount of viewers of us, so we can actually give them some bump. So -1 Charisma is a D&D channel that is running right now. We've, like I said, we followed them. We're trying to keep, we try and keep up with the people we've already rated before, so we can keep on trying to give them a little bump. And they are actually playing. They're just chatting right
They're
now.
talking about Tasha's.
They're talking about Tasha's. They're reviewing Tasha's. So if you guys want to see the newest book, which is Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, we're gonna go take a peek over on the -1 channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that over there. So thank you again, everyone, and we love you very much. We hope to God that you come back and see us. But if not, we love you anyway. Be careful. Be safe. Wear a mask if you can. Wear a mask no matter what. And if you can, be careful and do not go out if you don't have to. We love you. We want you to come back. We will see you next time.
That's right. You know who's out there? Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, fuck.
I think our show just ended with Kessie going, "Oh, fuck."
Yes! I hope so. I hope so.
Did you say Shia LaBeouf?
Yes, he did.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, because, yeah, my closed captioning totally told me you said the other guy.
What other guy?
Or girl, I don't know who that is. Did y'all know Cookie Monster's name is actually Sid?
Well, he's not Cookie Monster anymore because now he has to be healthier, so he's like the Veggie Monster or something.
Vegetable Monster.
Well, no, he's
so
so
there is
tragic.
Cookie Monster, but there's also the veggie.
They went back on that. Yeah, they went back on that. They didn't keep
No,
that. I know for a fact because I've seen new episodes of Sesame Street because I have a 4-year-old. And Cookie Monster is still very much there and alive.
Cassie just dropping her Sesame Street knowledge dick right on the table. Just I know about it.
I have a 4-year-old. I have seen.
Wait, Kessie.
Yes, sir.
Is this the reason why you had a kid? So it would be okay to watch children's programming as an adult?
Oh, duh. Definitely. Only reason I had a kid. Only reason.
You were like, I need to get my Sesame Street fix in, so that means kids.
I wanted to be able to sit here and watch the Goofy movie over and over and over and over again as often as I did when I was a child.
It's not even that. It's more so it's her love for puppy dog pals.
Oh yeah, puppy dog pals.
And
man.
PJ Masks.
Whew.
Has he found Paw Patrol yet?
Oh, he loves Paw Patrol.
Oh yeah, he knows
Paw Patrol.